Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Fall of the House of Undoing, a homebrew D&D one-shot in partnership with the Alnwick Poison Garden and Science and Sorcery. I am Gnome Anne, or Anne the Gnome, a TTRPG creator, writer, producer, and general little guy from the internet, as well as a mushroom and toxin enthusiast, which is exceptionally relevant today. I have green hair, pale skin, and today I am wearing a botanical button-up and ominous purple lipstick, so that you know that there's no mercy from my players. I am here with some very special cast members, so I'm going to hand it over to them, and I'm going to go kind of reverse clockwise, starting with Anneka. Who are you?
Hello, I will be playing Fern, a very shy, very demure brick shithouse of a brass dragonborn who will not hesitate to merge you with the floor if you step on my flowers. Hi.
Amazing. Okay. And then next we have Robin.
Hello, I'm Robin Hayward. I am a forest ecologist and science communicator, doing also fun things on the internet. I likewise have gone for the purple lipstick today, less from ominous vibes, more because it's sparkly and makes me feel like I've been poisoned, which is very much in the theme of the guy that I'm playing. He's just a little guy. His name is Taxus Ubry. He is a level 3 paladin, and he really wants you to try this suspicious looking leaf because it's a lot.
Wonderful. And next we have Rachel.
Hi, I'm Rachel, Science and Sorcery team member. I am a neuroscientist by day, and I play Dungeons and Dragons and other TTRPGs by night. I'm a black woman with long dreadlocks, brown skin. My camera's looking very pink today, which gives me also a purple lipstick, believe it or not. So the toxic vibes are coming out. No, they're not. It's and I will be playing Belle B. DeVoe, Dragonborn artificer, who just loves to cook. And, you know, maybe she's poison resistant, so maybe certain things don't make her tummy hurt like other dramatic people who don't want to eat my food for some reason. But you know what? That's not going to stop me trying.
Absolutely wonderful. I love all this toxic energy in the cast. It's beautiful. And last but certainly not least, we have Pan.
Hi, I'm Pan. Was it he, they, she? I am a black, mass-bodied, dark-skinned person with my hair is... We're not going to talk about my hair, actually. My hair is not great today. I'm wearing a green hoodie, and I wear glasses. I am playing Bottle, the cleric bard. She is just a little ray of sunshine, whether you want it or not. She just wants to hang out with the cool kids and find out some cool stuff. She's looking forward to a good time. She's effectively a walking aquarium.
Sweet angel. All right, before we dive in, I just want to let chat know we're going to keep it like lighthearted today. That said, the theme is going to be poison, death, and other morose things, and all the fun and gross associated symptoms thereof. So content warning, this might be a little darker and a little... If poison isn't your thing, maybe this isn't the one for you. But if it is your thing, buckle up, because we have a whole world to explore together. All right, is there anything else we need to address before we dive in? All right, team.
Ready?
Okay, buckle up, because it's time for the lore drop. Magic, by its nature, is a mysterious and elusive power, but the people of Botanica have learned to harness the innate power of the soil. The 4 noble houses of the nation maintain elaborate botanical gardens to cultivate power, showcase their riches and status, and herald their values. There is the House of Blossoms that cultivates ornamentals and has the extravagance and beauty to match. The House of Evergreen cultivates long-lived and constant plants and tends the library and records with aesthetic dedication. The House of Thorns cultivates carnivorous, thorned, and prickled plants, and the sound of clashing swords can almost always be heard echoing from their territory. And lastly, the House of Undoing, where our story starts. The oddball of Botanica, the House of Undoing tends to poisonous plants and decomposers, and is known for their quirky and morose sensibilities. They also tend to the dead, and, to the chagrin of their cohorts, to many places of vice where various toxins can be enjoyed recreationally. So as we start, we pan through these tall iron gates, all these twisted shapes and plants that are currently swung open into the territory of the House of Undoing. We go down these winding paths where you see people in mourning clothes with black veils, just having a nice little chat, sipping tea as they walk through these lovely cultivated areas and gardens. And then we come to a smaller building, but despite its size, it is just as grandiose with its Gothic architecture as the rest of the territory. It has pale stonework and a ribbed vault ceiling, a stained glass window that depicts spilled tea that seems to be smoking and burning the ground beneath it. And crouched over the door on a pointed arch is a gargoyle holding a wooden sign in its mouth that says, "What you poison, cafe and bar." It is still early in the day, so the espresso machine is whirring and the locals are clustered around neatly arranged tea settings. As the door swings open, we hear the little ding-ding, and steps through Belle and Bottle. Belle, you are delivering a shipment of food and baked goods for the cafe, and Bottle is assisting you. So starting with Belle, what do you look like right now as you walk in, and what are you bringing?
Okay, so Belle is a kind of short, little green dragonborn. She's got lots of scales, but she's also got like a massive hat that almost looks like a mushroom cap. So if you, instead of a chef's hat, she's got this kind of big floppy white hat, and a kind of fluffy white dress to go with it, a poofy white dress to go with it. And she's carrying this massive tray that is just stacked with pies.
Okay, how tall is Belle? How big?
I think maybe she's like just 5 feet.
Mm-hmm. And how tall is the pile of pies?
I would say the temptation to be like 10 feet high.
We got vaulted ceilings for a reason. It's to hold all the pie.
Okay, yeah, then it's a 10-foot high pile of pies. And she's just kind of like trying to balance it, jittering back and forth. Like, Bottle, am I okay? Have I got them all?
Yeah, Bottle is moving side to side around her as the pie stack tilts to one side. Bottle like quietly moves around one side and like tilts it back up, and then the other side moves on the other side. She goes, "Well, your idea, it's looking all right."
Thanks very much. Okay.
Okay, as you sort of navigate through the crowded cafe, could you give me, I'm going to say a stealth check? Basically, what you're trying to do is navigate through a crowded cafe holding 10 feet worth of pie without knocking anyone.
Can I aid on that?
Yeah, how are you going to help?
I'm just going to give the aid action so she gets advantage. But that's
But I need a narrative reason why you're helping.
That's Bottle going around the sides of her, like retilting the pie, and just like making sure that it doesn't tilt too far in any way. No leaning tower of pies going on here.
Okay, perfect. Yes. First roll.
Nat 20.
Hey,
Thank you for the help. Otherwise, it would have been 7.
You're looking good.
Like a well-oiled machine, you have done this before. It's kind of like, whoa, Bottle is like a second extension of you, just holding this pie as till you get it to the front counter, where a bored barista is just crushing some herbs with a pestle and mortar, being like, "Oh hey, it's pie time. What's yeah."
Yeah. It's pie time. I'm really excited for everyone to try this. I think they're going to love it. Something a little bit different, something new, because people were, a little bit touchy about the last one.
Yeah, I mean, they died, so...
Look, everyone has bad days, okay? Just get a diamond, get over it.
Nah, I mean, I'm fine with it. We needed more fertilizer anyway, but it would be nice, return customers that are, fully alive are cool, too. Anyway, I gotta write it on the board. What should I write?
Okay, so today's pie. All the fruit is fresh from the garden, so I've gone for the Blaya sapida, also known as the Aki. So this is a fresh Aki pie.
Aki pie. Cool. I'll put a little note, and she writes in chalk below it, probably won't kill you. And she dots all the, eyes with a heart, just so you know that it's safe. And she goes, I'm working on a new tea blend. Do you want to try it?
I would love to. Sure.
Cool.
Don't even tell me what's in it. I'll just have a sip.
All right. And she's gonna take one that's been steeping, and she's gonna pour 2 cups, one for you and one for Bottle.
I just picked up my dice instinctively.
Are you gonna look at it? Are you gonna try to figure out what's in it? Or are you just gonna chug? It's follow your own truth.
The 2 balls of bodies rise, floating they're watching Belle first, because Bottle is nothing if not a bit of a follower. So she's just I'll drink how Belle drinks. That's probably the cool way to do it. She's also watching the barista as well to get more cool points.
I think Belle takes it and looks at Bottle and goes, "Bottoms up," clinks and just downs it.
Bottoms up, and for Bottle, there's a moment where she kind of puts it around her face, and then a small compartment just opens up. She can pour it in as the tea. What color is the tea?
Sorry, what?
What color was the tea?
What color is it? It looks like English breakfast tea.
Okay.
From about 3 feet away, it does.
So yeah, she pours this in, and it kind of infuses into the rest of the water inside her. A couple of the fish and something that looks a bit like a small eel with 2 heads come out, kind of have a small scuffle around this water and then go away again. And then it's clear again. She goes, "Oh, it's delicious, isn't it? Right, nice."
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Could I get Belle to give me both a Constitution saving throw and a Wisdom saving throw? And Bottle, could you give me just a Wisdom saving throw?
Okay.
Because I believe as a Warforged, you are immune to poison, right?
I have resistance, so I get advantage.
You have a resistance. Okay,
Yeah.
Never mind. Give me both. I
Okay.
want both.
All right. So what was it? Wisdom and
Constitution.
right. Thank you.
So my Constitution saving throw was 10,
Okay,
and
great.
my Wisdom saving throw was 11.
Okay, awesome. Bottle?
Okay. My con save was 8, but my wisdom save was a nat 20 for 22.
Okay. You both take 1 point of poison damage. So you take 2, half it, 1. From just as it kind of, it's got some pep on that tea, it's got some spice to it. But Belle, you start to feel a little different. A little, one might describe as euphoric, and also very chatty. And you see that the barista kind of looks at you and she goes, Oh, hey. Well, it's important to have a good sample size. And then she kind of looks over the across the cafe, and there is a huge table of people. And Bottle, you can see it, have the exact same facial expression as as Belle.
Just a
And
bunch
they
of
are
super
just
smiley
like,
people.
they're so smiley, they're
Oh,
so
no.
happy, and they are yapping. They're just like having a good old chatter. And he goes, you might want to hang out with them or not. That's fine.
I would love to hang out with them. Oh my god, wouldn't that be so great to go over there and hang out? Oh, what do you think? Oh, you look kind of, I don't know what's going on with you. What's going on with you?
Well, I'm just having a good time. Like, we get to
Oh my god, I'm having the best time actually. It's so funny you say that.
I changed my mind. I'm also having the best time. So yeah, we're like twinsies in time having.
Twinsies, I love that for us. Come on, give me a hug.
Oh my god, it's finally happening. I should give her a hug.
And that's where we cut away from that scene to Taxus and Fern. Now, Fern, as the cleanup crew of the House of Undoing Gardens, you're used to getting the occasional call from the nobles that people are acting up, people are causing trouble, but today, you actually got a call from Lady Solanaceae, the head of the House of Undoing, to tell you that some people in the cafe have gotten into the angel trumpet tea and are getting quite rambunctious. And she needs you to deal with them ASAP because the other house heads are going to be coming for a visit and we cannot have this energy. So you brought Taxus as backup just for their sheer paladin power. And you are now outside the cafe. And even from outside the door, with a little kind of gargoyle staring down at you, you can hear the ruckus inside.
Okay, so I have no idea how bad this is going to go. Taxus, I'm really bad with confrontation. So I need you to go in front of me while I stand back here and look like a brick wall. But don't worry. If it's what I think they've ingested, we can just ask them nicely to do something, and maybe they'll go do it.
Like, give it to us.
Probably not the best
really
idea. Head honcho was kind of like, we really need people to not be on this stuff, and I really don't want to be on her bad side.
But this is my duty. I must sacrifice myself by drinking all the cool poison. I'll go in, I'll rescue them, it'll all be fine. Let's do it.
I'm pretty sure you chugging the entire teapot of whatever they've made out of this stuff would not be good for your insides. But you do you! I'm not going to try and stop you. I'm really doing
Someone more willing, fine. I think I can do this. It'll be nice, it'll be fun, I'll discover a new sensation. And really, isn't that what it's all about?
I once again designated trial. This is not a good look for me. Let's go!
Okay.
We are going to...
I'm gonna barge straight in.
I'm going to follow meekly behind. Just...
Okay. Taxus, you like whoo into the dirt, and there's like a record scratch moment where this boisterous cafe goes silent for a split second and looks at you. Taxus, what do you look like as you barge into the zany cafe?
Yeah, so I'm not an imposing figure at all. I'm like average height for a human, maybe a little bit lower than average. Very much like human, scrawny. I used to be from another house potentially, or I've got like these very formal clothes, like I was doing a different thing. It's a lifetime ago. I wandered in, I became one with the house, I pledged myself to the house poison deity, and now I just look like a scruffy little guy who has like tailored clothes, but these clothes have been through brambles and briars and scratched up, and like some divine force is holding them together. Like it's just about all working for me, but it's not an intimidating pose. Maybe like the scratches, if you thought they were from fighting, could be a little bit intimidating. I've got interesting marks and colors on me where I'm doing like an old survival technique where like you can rub poisons or things you're not sure if they're poisons Like you start on the back of your hand, then you go back of the wrist, then you go inside of the arm, then you go, I think, like under the chin, bottom of the lip, and then finally on the lip, and you wait a few hours each time. And people use this for survival, to be like, I hope this doesn't kill me. If it doesn't tingle or hurt by doing on these places, I can probably survive eating it. I'm doing the opposite reasons. Like, I'm finding the good stuff. So I come into this space just scrawny, like broken down, like my clothes, like just at home together from like what used to be very like formal and put together, and covered in blotches of color. And I'm just like, hey, I heard you have tea.
So there's a moment where like there's this, because you barged through the door and it was loud, everyone kind of stopped and looked, and then they kind of do one of these and they look down at you, and then everyone just like shrugs and goes back to their business, and then Fern comes in behind you and everyone actually like looks again. Fern, what do you look like as you walk into the cafe?
So I am essentially a very tall, around about 6 foot-ish. I'm pretty tall for a brass dragonborn. And I've just got like overalls on. I've got like mud and ash on me. And I have this giant birch tree trunk on my back. And I'm just kind of stood there behind Taxus, just like, hi. Hand over all of your tea, please.
Okay, so within the cafe, there is a very even mix of people who flinch when they see Fern, and people who just wave like, hi, based on what they have done to not earn Fern's anger in the past.
Do I recognize any of these people?
Yes, you do. So this is a mix of people from the House of Undoing, like your territory, as well as people from other houses who kind of frequently come to this place and, you know, take the tours and things. So some people are in studded armor, pointed armor from the House of Thorns, and then some people are in their like elaborate ball gowns from the House of Blossoms. And you would certainly recognize some of them as like regulars. And a couple of them who I'm going to say it's like there are 2 teenagers from the House of Blossoms who are dressed like dandies, who you know have stepped on the petunias.
I'm going to point at them. Just, you 2.
Oh no. Do you think if we stay really still, they can't see us?
I can still see you.
Oh, okay. I thought that worked. Maybe that's sharks. I don't know. What?
I heard from higher-ups that someone has been stealing flowers. If I find out it's been you 2, I will be feeding you to Audrey Jr.
No, I
It should be fed to me.
I don't steal. I don't steal. I've never stolen anything in my life. They say, putting like hiding things behind their back that they have. Just gotta be like, what do you mean?
So, where is the person who sold you the tea?
They point to the barista, and she's like, "Hey."
Hello. Please hand over the tea.
Which tea? It's a cafe.
The tea that you've been giving these very rambunctious people. The
All of
one
them.
that's been making them all giggly.
Oh. Okay. And she's gonna grab the container of like it's just like dried angel trumpet flowers, and seeds. And she goes, maybe this one. Would you like some pie or cider?
No, thank you.
Yes.
However,
Awesome. She and slides you a glass of cider over to Taxus.
I would like to know who got you these flowers.
Oh, I gathered them in the garden.
The very sort of gentle smile just kind of drops, just like, you what?
Yeah.
Did you steal these flowers?
I don't know. They're like flowers. Like, can a person own a flower, you know?
The flowers belong to themselves. However, you have taken things that do not belong to you, and these people are now affected.
She
You
starts
have
eating
30
one of them like a potato chip.
You have 30 seconds to explain yourself.
I don't know. I was just trying out some new recipes. Belle does it all the time. And points you over to Belle, who is at the table with the rambunctious people.
One moment, please. And I take the jar and walk over to the table.
I'm
Oh.
immediately just waving, like really enthusiastic, like, "Hey, Belle."
Hey,
We
quick
really
question.
know each other. Like, I'm going and like tasting new poisons all the time.
Hey, Taxes, did you drink that cider?
Oh yeah, big swing.
Great. Could you give me a con and a whiz save?
Yeah, I was wondering what I was going to roll.
We'll address.
So I got 10 on the Constitution. Wisdom is gonna be a 12.
Okay, that's enough that you can kind of feel the slight buzz of the ergot poisoning that is in the cider. Just a little lace. But you haven't quite got dancing plague yet. Like, you know, you're close. You're close. You're feeling the tippity tap that the spirit is growing. But you're able to kind of keep your wits about you, but you do take 1 poison damage.
Yeah, it feels like it's not my first time.
Yeah.
A good party.
You don't have the dancing plague, but you do have the vibing plague.
The vibe
Yeah.
is really
Just slowly vibing in the corner.
Okay, and then as you kind of move over towards the table where Belle and the other revelers are, and revelers, they're yapping, they're gossiping, they're yappers, okay? You can see through the stained glass window, you see Lady Solanaceae, who is walking in like her big black sheer ball gown and ruffles, and she's got a headdress that's in like a cathedral crown that has foxglove blossoms worn through it, and she is approaching the cafe, but she is still outside.
I am slightly panicking, so I'm going to use my knowledge about the angel's trumpet to my advantage.
Yay!
nice.
So, angel's trumpet makes you highly vulnerable to the power of suggestion. So, I'm going to play Simon Says, or rather in this instance, Fern Says. Fern Says, stand up.
Okay, you guys just do it. I was gonna say we're gonna have them do a charisma save with disadvantage because
that's good.
because of the angel's trumpet.
Love some plug effects.
That's a 6. Oh wait, no, I forgot to add numbers.
Actually,
That's
as
a
Bottle isn't under the
7.
influence, she's just kind of standing there.
Yeah, no, Bottle's just there for fun.
Or like waits for everyone else to laugh and then laughs as well because she thinks she's on the joke.
And I love that for her. Okay. Great. Yeah, so you fail. You fail your Simon Says. You feel compelled to follow directions.
And Ben says, head out the back door quickly.
And Belle's like, I guess, and just kind of runs out. Don't even need to check. She's just having a great time.
You what? Oh, all right, Miss Bell, and then follows Bell anyway.
That's so good. Okay, and I feel like the all the other yappers, I'm gonna call them, are just like, okay, where are we going? And like, the 2 dandies were not under the influence of Angel's Trumpet, but they are under the influence of being terrified of Fern. And so they go too. And suddenly this incredibly boisterous cafe that was real rowdy is much quieter. And it's like a peaceful cafe. Now it's the kind of place where people go to study, like all of a sudden. And Fern, you are still inside as the lady of the house walks through, and she goes, oh goodness, I was worried they'd be thank you so much, Fern. Wonderful work you've done.
It's no problem, your ladyship. I need to go do the rest of my duties now. Please excuse me.
Oh, I was going to ask. I'm going to be doing a tour for the other heads of the houses. Would you mind joining? So, in case anything goes wrong.
I will be around, madam. Don't worry.
All right. Thank you so much.
No problem. Come along, Taxus.
I was going to ask if anyone wanted a cup of tea.
I would
No,
love a cup of tea.
I'll just go and get you one. And I wander straight back over to where the barista is.
Hey.
Tea for the lady and her guests.
Wonderful. How do you feel about water hemlock?
Pretty good, pretty good. Can we add something with a bit of extra spice, like just to mix things in?
Oh,
I feel
for
like it's a special
sure.
flavour, you know?
Right, yeah. Okay, don't mind me. And just like sprinkles, just chili peppers on top. Here you go.
Just like, it's great because everyone likes it extra hot, and like the capsaicin, it'll make it all nice and burny. And so I just like take back this tray, and like I'm not used to carrying trays of people. I don't entertain that much. I just vaguely have this idea of like what propriety is, and like I should offer guests stuff. So I'm like a little bit wobbly as I'm going over that. I just like back to the lady, like, your tea.
Oh, thank you so much. And she takes it. And the barista's like, why don't you give them some pie?
Pie?
Yeah, we got 10 feet worth of pie. I don't know. It's a lot of work to put them all in the little display case. So instead, you can just give it to them.
Can we get those to go? I feel like those would be nice, like around the garden. Just like having some pies.
That's such a good idea. Here, and she hands you a tray that has 10 feet of pie on it and says you can deliver those.
I am just gonna hold that pie and walk for as long as I possibly can as we move around the rest of this campaign.
Keeping the pie.
I should mention as well, the pie is highly poisonous. Yeah, the ackee fruit has.
Oh no, it's so poisonous.
It was so poisonous it killed her audio.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh, no, it just
Goodbye.
It
Goodbye.
deletes you.
The ackee fruit
God.
is like Alt F4 fruit. Okay, so we rejoin the party outside, just outside the cafe, where Fern, you go out and you see that they're just loitering outside because they didn't have further instructions. So they're just like causing a nuisance out there with with Belle, who's lost in the sauce. That's why she's she's like, yeah, she's like in this like this big crowd of revelers. And all of you can see as the three other heads of the houses arrive. They are in their appropriate regalia, and you would know that this is quite common for the houses to meet ahead of the semi-annual Bloom Festival. Now, each house has their territory and their own botanical gardens, but twice a year at the equinox, they all gather in the neutral territory, which is around the Healing Spring Diane, and they showcase their most prized plants, and it's kind of like, it's supposed to be about like peace and sharing, but realistically is a chance for them all to flex on each other. And so that is what is happening this evening. So the plants have largely already been kind of brought over and planted, and had some druids nurturing them for a couple days, but they're kind of going through their political showboating by having the various heads of the house meet and take a tour of the poison garden. And you can see that the head of your house, she looks a bit anxious, and she's usually a very, very calm, unnervingly calm person. And when I say she looks anxious, it means like there's like a slight quake to her eyebrow, and that is it. As she chats with them over tea. But you are now you're amongst this rabble, keeping them just out of sight.
So I'm just trying to think. The place I usually go to hide, to do my naughty little things, Is that anywhere near the route towards this healing spring? Because I'm thinking if all of this rambunctious yappers just goes for a slight dip in the ponds, didn't that fix them?
I think that I would imagine that it's kind of like the cafe would be near the edge of your territory because it's somewhere that like other people come regularly. So it's like it's in your territory, but just at the edge, like right behind the gates. So the healing springs would kind of just be on the other side of the gates. So they're not far.
Mhm.
But you can definitely take them there.
Fern says it's time for a swimming lesson. And I'm going to direct people towards the pond.
Okay. I will say they just follow Bottle and Taxis. Do you follow along as well?
No, but I think also they probably try and get hold of Belle and be like, "What? No, that doesn't seem right." Because she's not under the influence; she's just kind of along for the ride. But she's not like jumping into a pond.
Okay. And Taxis, where are you headed? Are you following the revelers to go swimming, or are you sticking around the poison garden? Which way?
Yeah, like Taxus maybe hasn't got that much experience with the healing pond specifically, but has been to ponds before and is aware that you can get toxic algae. And so ponds sound like a good time. That's a place Taxus wants to go. So still with like 10 foot of pies, I'm gonna follow along and try and get in that direction.
Okay, and Belle, welcome back.
Thank you.
You have just had the instruction that it would be a great time to go for a swim in the healing springs. And the question is whether or not this is an instruction you try to like resist, or if you're just like, yeah, always good time for a dip.
Hell yeah. Out of character, I got so excited about Robin carrying all the pies that I was kicking my feet under the table and I accidentally removed the power cord from my booty. Yes. Belle's very excited. She's just gonna like cannonball into this healing spring.
Yeah, they're not gonna let
Okay.
her go.
Do I see this tiny little blur of green rush past me towards the pond?
I imagine Fern, you're like, I think it's a good time to go for a sweat, and like Belle's like full sprint, like just like straight over into the pond. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna say, all of you kind of and go outside of the House of Undoing, past the gates, and into the healing springs. Now, this area is in the neutral territory, so it's not far because you were at the edge of your territory. And the healing springs kind of have these like, it's like a central pond, and then there's springs that kind of like go out in the various directions. But you can see now that the plants that have been put there for the Bloom Festival are growing, and part of that is because they are irrigated by the magical spring. And you can see that there are these beautiful orchids as tall as people, and these incredible cacti with like needles that are like this long, just like jabbing out the sides everywhere you go. And then you see that there is the most incredible deadly nightshade plant you've ever seen. Every berry is the size of an apple. It is gargantuan, and just these spherical, bright, shiny black berries, and this sort of shrubbery, which, you know, should be a shrub, is instead like, it looks like, I imagine like the dimension of like a willow tree instead. Like, it is gargantuan. And as you sploosh into the healing springs, you kind of swim beneath the shelter of the belladonna tree. If you go into the healing springs, you gain back your 1 hit point that you've lost.
Yes.
And the effects of the angel's trumpet starts to clear from your mind.
Yeah, okay. I think I resurface. I'm like, whew, that was quite refreshing. And then how does a dragonborn get out of water? Guess I'll do a little swim, make reptilian. Yes. And then, like, as I get back onto the shore, I suddenly go onto 2 legs. It's like the evolution of man kind of thing.
I'm kind of just peering over, just like, are you sober now?
Yeah, what do you mean?
Oh, hello, I'm Fern. You were drinking this, and I pull out the jar of angels, trumpets, daemons. These are drugs. They're also not yours, so I'm going to be taking these and disposing of them. Okay.
That seems kind of rich coming from you.
Thing is, though, when I did it, I didn't have ladies. I've forgotten her name already. I'm terrible with names. Lady Solanance coming round for an inspection because the flower festival is coming up. I was doing it in my own time.
All right. Flower festival. You know, the plants are here. They're here for us. In that right bottle.
All right. Although I don't know if we should be taking them from the lady though. That seems dangerous. Like.
Thank you, Bottle. So hi, nice to meet you.
Oh, you're right.
All right. I guess I'll stop. Can I make a deception check?
Yeah.
I'm lying. Nah.
You are lying to the brick wall who is too afraid of confrontation.
I'm rolling so badly. I got an 8.
I do think while everyone's distracted with this conversation, Taxus has also just been doing the exact opposite of what's being said and is currently just harvesting the deadly nightshade and just been like filling pockets. And...
It's there's no such thing as a deadly nightshade orchard, but this is the first one actually. Okay, so I'm gonna resolve a few things right now. So Belle, what did you roll on the deception?
8.
A liar, a freaking liar. Okay.
I think after I said it, I just went.
And Taxus, could you give me a perception check, please?
Let's see. If that's going to be low, it's a 3 on the dice. And I was perception. +1, so 4.
Big bush. Tree almost. Fruit on it.
Yeah.
A bit windy right now. Bit of wind rustling through the leaves. Kinda. That's what's happening. Okay, hop back to the rest of you. That's probably fine.
Not ominous at all.
Yeah. And okay, so what Bottle, what are you doing?
Bottle's she's standing on side. It seems like Belle's sobered up now. There is a bunch of people still in the water, I imagine.
Yeah, there are tons of the revelers who are just like pool party in the sacred healing spring. Like...
And she's starting to realize that this might get her in trouble and her friends. So she's also got the pies. Wherever Taxus put those pies, Bottle saves them before they get into the healing spring.
I feel like Taxus is still holding the pies, right?
Are you getting
Oh,
the
yeah.
healing spring?
Yeah. So like Taxus has fully waded into the healing springs because that's
Okay.
what the group was doing.
Right.
Arms are up, partly for the pie, partly because I've got like all these poisons that I'm testing out on my arms and I don't want to accidentally wash them off. So like pies one hand, then like hand to pocket with berries and just
just
all very
she just, like,
delicate.
leans over. Well, she also waited and goes, do you wanna? Can I take them? It's just that they're kind of important and expensive, and Belle made them. Can I take them off your hand?
I think as soon as someone mentions what I'm doing, I realize like how tenuous this situation is, and the pie will just start to wobble.
Oh,
I will if you can take them, but this is this is possibly something that's no longer in my hands. Like I'm doing my best. I will try to give them to you.
okay. Then yeah, what can I go to try and grab these pies?
Okay.
Save these pies.
Save the pies. Okay, you are we're navigating the pie situation. And is anyone watching the swimmers? Asking for me.
I'm watching the
I
swimmers.
think we're like I'm definitely like moving around them to get to.
I'm like
they're
half
in the
torn
way.
between like Belle and the swimmers. It's like, don't drown, please don't steal. Don't drown, please don't steal.
Okay. Fern, could you give me a perception check? You are definitely going to succeed on this, but the degree to which you succeed will be determined by this check.
Okay. That is not fantastic. That is an 8.
Okay, it's still enough because the swimmers are started getting a little weird. They're swimming, but one of them starts to kind of like, you notice a shortness of breath among some of them, and they're kind of getting like a little anxious, and you notice that the crystal clear healing springs has a slight muddy tinge to it, and some of the swimmers are kind of like having trouble. They look like lethargic.
Oh, that is not good. I'm going to try and fish out a couple of people using my giant branch. It's like, grab on, please.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna say you just succeed in this because some of them are the effects of the fun poison have left, and so they're getting a little like, oh god, I don't like this at all. It's not a very deep pond, but it's still a profoundly unsettling experience. So some of them kind of grab the branch and then come to the shore, and it's one of the dandies. Again, not under the effect of the trumpet ever, just wanted to join in the party. Okay. And he kind of goes and coughs up some of the water and then kind of lies down on the shore next to you. Could you give me a medicine check, please?
Oh boy.
Anyone else who wants to assist can.
Yeah, I was gonna say like seeing that this has happened, like Bottle's gonna wade out of the water. Pie's forgotten. Pie's in the water, maybe. Who knows?
Yeah, the ties have not lasted. But that was enough of a distraction from my foraging that I will also come over and be interested in.
Yeah, I'm
doing
gonna
some
help out somebody in trouble here.
Okay. And okay, so you got a 10, and then I'm gonna say you can roll with advantage because you have the help action.
Oh, that's much better. That's 18.
Perfect. So you see the dilated pupils, the sweating, the lacrimation, the tears streaming down the face, and you recognize this as definitely these people have been poisoned. And I'm going to say from the symptoms alone, you won't be able to tell what kind of poison unless you investigate. Even on an 18, I think you need a 20 for that to instantly ID the poison. But you can kind of tell that there's something, that the spring itself, known for its healing properties, something has corrupted it in just the past few minutes.
This is above my pay grade. And I'm going to head back to the cafe. Come back, get Taxus, get Bottle, and go, you guys, come in with me. Let's go.
All right.
Okay, are you gonna leave the rest of the swimmers in the water?
Should we not help people first?
That should probably be a good idea as well. Do I have like a bigger log available?
I mean, there's a giant hemlock tree right there. You can just grab one.
I'm not gonna use. I don't want to grab the hemlock and risk damaging it. I'm just gonna use my log and just.
Oh, you know what? How big's the log?
Like,
it's a tree. Yeah.
Oh, it's like actual tree. Okay, cool. But if we're gonna put, I don't know, if we do enlarge on it, that's probably too big for this.
I'm gonna say like you can probably use the stick you have to kind of at least give people something to hold on to. No one has progressed to the point of muscle paralysis yet.
Hang on.
Mm-hmm.
So there's plants around here, yeah? Around this
Yeah.
pond. Could I use Entangle to try and drag people?
Oh, nice.
Yes, you definitely can.
Nice.
In fact, I don't think you have to roll for that because they are so weakened by the poison effects. There's no way they'd make a strength save. Plus, they're not trying to. So, Okay, and this is also going to kind of solve the mystery a bit. What does your spell casting look like when you do it?
It's literally just a case of I am taking my log and doing a you shall not pass movement, stabbing it into the grass, and just kind of trying to direct it. Like I'm trying to use my log as like a joystick kind of thing. Like
Yeah.
yeah, that
Okay.
kind of thing. Just sort of kind of motion to try and scoop.
All right. So you motion, and then along the shore, you see these what were small plants with little white flowers start to grow and extend, and you would identify this immediately as water hemlock as it stretches out into the pond and starts pulling the people towards the various shores to safety. And I think that's enough to connect that this is hemlock poisoning that has occurred.
I am trying to get these people out of this water and away from these vines as quickly as possible. Maybe accidentally throwing a couple people.
That wonderful. Luckily, hemlock does not typically have a contact poison reaction, so it is able to remove people. However, bathing in hemlock tea does have a dermatitis reaction, so you are able to kind of extricate them from these vines, and then as you do that, you see that, like, you know, this you get them all out safely. You disentangle them from these poison vines, but the hemlock is behaving strangely. Your spell dissipates, and it seems to turn towards you.
Just stepping back a bit.
Wait, what?
Just backing up a bit, just like, please don't give me use excessive force.
Are you going to retreat to the cafe?
Yep, just gonna go, you three with me, let's go. Bad news.
At the same rate that Fern was retreating, I've been kind of moving a little bit forward. Like, Taxus is going to harvest this hemlock. Like, they remember that water hemlock was part of the tea that was offered in the cafe recently, and like, I want to replenish stocks. That seems like just a good citizen kind of vibe. So if there's a load of it here, I'll take some back. Maybe it'll get me more exciting poisons in the future. So I'm just gonna like, it's looking at me, I'm looking at it, I'm gonna take a bit.
Great. You give me a nature check.
Do I
Go ahead.
Do I see Taxus doing this?
Almost certainly.
My
But
nature check is 10.
okay, we'll resolve that in a second. Thank you. Belle.
I think this whole time Belle has just been like looking at people like basically getting poisoned and be like, here we go again. Some people just can't hack it. We party hard in the House of Undoing, and if you're not ready, you're not ready. So I think she's like not helping at all. She's probably just like checking her nails, like looking around. Like, not my problem.
You just got your manicure done, you are not gonna risk chipping a nail.
Exactly.
I think
Great.
Bottle's like, she is helping people, but trying to be really blasé about it. It's like, oh, I mean, I guess I'm not doing anything right now, so I put one guy in a recovery position, somebody over there, and but it's not like I want to or anything. I'm just doing this because it's keep out of the water, right?
Yeah, sure, Belle. You do your thing. Starts doing stretches.
Bottle, weirdly for a machination, Bottle sweats somehow.
It's condensation. Don't worry about it.
Condensation. Like, oh no, I'm losing social points.
Okay, so Taxus, you are able to harvest this hemlock, and it starts to wind up your arm a bit as you do, but doesn't seem to cause worse effects at this time. Are we returning to the cafe now?
I am just going to go grab Taxus by the scruff of their neck and just kind of yoink!
Yeah, completely ragdoll, unresisting,
just complete like orange kitten dragged away from people kind of thing.
Yeah.
Once everyone's kind
I'm
of
just
laid
happy
out, like bottle's gone. It's fine.
Yeah, I've got my specimen. I'm now just like trying to like look at it and be like, how do I store this? How do I prepare this? Like hoping it's not smudged any of my other poisons and testing, but otherwise like pretty chill to be manhandled away.
Okay, amazing. And you are able to return quickly to the cafe. It's not far, without much fanfare. Nothing strange happens on the way to the cafe, except that you see, well, this wouldn't be strange, all the people who are continuing to set up the festival that is happening in that same area in very shortly. So people are shuttling sort of like hors d'oeuvres and various decor elements. A balloon arch is being set up and other extravagant things. Just kind of going, they're all going this way and you're running the other way. And you get back to the cafe just as you see Solanaceae and the other heads of the houses concluding. They're kind of starting to finish their tour. You can see them just at the edge of the poison garden up ahead, finishing the tour.
I'm going to go do a very stupid thing. I'm going to go right up to them and very out of breath. A moment. Okay, hi. Bad news. Terrible news, in fact. How do I put this? So, pond poisoned.
What do you mean? Of course the pond's poisoned. I poisoned all the ponds in the garden.
No. The healing pond.
And she just kind of like, what do you... And you see as the other three, specifically Lady Camellia of the House of Blossoms and Lady Pyracantha of the House of Thorns, like, stand up. Lady Camellia is in a full-on ball gown, just midday, full ball gown, and has like wings that are just made out of like orchid petals. And everywhere she moves, there is a trail of blossoms that follows. Okay, Lady Pyracantha is in full armor, carrying her helmet underneath her arm, and her armor has huge spikes on it, especially on the pauldron. So she's got these huge spiked pauldrons. And the last of them is Lady Chico, who is just in a simple linen tunic. There are cedar sprigs embroidered on the lapels. She is the head librarian of the House of Evergreen. Has she's the newest head of house, but has the typical calm demeanor of that house. The other two, however, do not have typically calm demeanors. And immediately, Lady Pyracantha turns towards the head of your house and says, "You poisoned the sacred healing spring.
No.
This is a declaration of war."
No.
And Lady Camellia says, "That's incredibly alarming. Well, I mean, that was always such a neutral territory, and now you've gone and poisoned it. That's awful."
Not our doing, I can assure you that much.
And yeah, Lady Solanaceae is like, "Oh no, I didn't poison the spring. I poisoned my own. I have plenty of bodies of water to poison right at home. I don't need to poison yours." And Lady Camellia is like, "So you expect me to believe that somebody else went and acquired your poisons and poisoned the spring? Who would do that?"
We do have a list of people who have just been drinking things that they're not supposed to be drinking.
What do you mean?
So, our lovely cafe has some delightful treats, some of which are poisonous, and one of the teas that Lady Solanaceae like to drink is hemlock-based.
And I found more. I just hold up my arm and I just go, "Would anyone like some tea?"
Oh, I do love this sort of floral gauntlet thing you've got going.
Yeah, the hemlock did that. We didn't do that. Our plants aren't supposed to do that. Pretty sure.
But I mean, everyone around here's got poison. Like, we're all carrying. Could have been anyone. Am I right?
I'm gonna try.
I mean, you're not wrong,
It's-
Belle. It's just the way you said it sounds.
I just do a poison spray in the air like a
Poison spray.
Poison
I'm
spray.
doing like Spider-Man style. Like,
Okay, I was about to give Fern advantage on a persuasion check, but that
Ah,
negated
shit.
it. So now it's just a straight. Now, Fern, just could you give me a straight up persuasion roll? What's that roll?
Doesn't look like a good roll. It's concerning.
Nika, you good?
No? Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Okay.
It was not a good roll. It was 6.
Okay, great. So a 6. So Lady Camellia kind of looks at you and then looks at the poison spray, be like pew 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 behind you, the little fireworks of toxins, and goes, "Are you able to clean the spring? The festivities are starting any moment."
Clean it? Yes, that's part of my job. However, I can't do my job if there are plants actively trying to kill me.
Well, that's ridiculous. Plants don't kill people.
You must be... My lady, you are familiar with what our house does, right?
Well, the teas, I'm assuming, kill people.
Plants
I
don't kill
do.
people. People kill people. Bottle like pops out from behind and says that. And goes, sorry, and then pops away again.
So you can tell that Lady Camellia is incredibly suspicious of you, and the lady of your house, Lady Solanacie, is like, just clean it up, just make it go away. The festival has to go off without a hitch. Everyone's going to be looking at us. Fix it, fix it.
Okay, go.
What's
Go,
in it
you.
for us?
What's in it for you is that you'll still have a home in the House of Undoing. And tell no one. You four only.
So,
Fine.
oh, okay, okay. So we're like a secret, cool gang, right? Oh, okay, yeah, we can work with it.
Shh.
We'll figure out secret handshakes later. Let's go do a thing away from
We get a handshake?
Yes.
And then your sort of goth queen turns back towards the others and goes, "Oh, don't worry. This is just a bit of a mix-up. They'll tidy it up. We'll make sure it doesn't disrupt the party. And don't worry, the spring isn't poisoned. It's just a bit of tea got into it because some revelers were having a wild night. But do not worry. We'll make sure that it's all." And you can kind of hear her just like placating the others. And even as you move away, you can see. Actually, could all of you give me, anyone who wants to check, you can pick one of the house, the other heads of houses, there are 3 of them, to do an insight check on. There's Lady Camellia, Lady Pyracantha, and Lady Chico.
Lady Camellia was the one with the trail of blossoms, right?
Yes.
Okay, I want to go for her.
I'm
Okay,
gonna
I'll go for
the-
Pyrocantha.
I
Okay.
was also going for the Pyrocantha as well, so...
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Can I be a little bit spicy? Can I check our own lady?
Yeah, go for it. Okay. So let's start with who is investigating Pyracantha?
11.
Okay, 11. Pyracantha is from the House of Thorns. They are martial and intense. The real magic they cultivate is evocation and transmutation magic to bolster their martial abilities. They are fighters, okay? And she looks like she's ready to fight. Like, even with that, you can tell that she's not quite sure what's going on, but she's looking for any excuse to throw down. Like, it's almost like she's just like chomping at the bit. She's like, I got time. You know?
Yeah.
That's the energy that she brings to the chat.
Ooh.
Okay, who is investigating Lady Camellia?
That's Texas.
Okay, so you two, what did you roll? And we'll go with the higher number.
I got 26.
Oh, I got
26
13.
on insight?
Oh, you want insight? Sorry, I thought you said perception.
No, insight. I mean, that's still absurd. Whatever your bonus is
Yeah.
to insight,
Wow.
it's still going to be. I'm assuming you rolled like a nat 20 or something.
Yeah.
Or 9. Okay.
Okay, that's 17.
All right. I'll still give you the higher roll. I'll say the 20 just to change the bonuses. Okay. With a nat 20, you can see that Lady Camellia is confused, but there is a certain like intensity to her. Like the House of Blossoms has never gotten on with the House of Undoing. They're like opposites. It's your
Right.
typical like the popular kids versus the goths, right? It's your pastel princess versus your morose queen. And so even though she's not looking for a fight the way Pyracantha is, you can tell that she has no goodwill. Like there's no goodwill to call on towards your
Right.
house, and that she will turn on your house quickly. Like you can just tell in her disposition. She's listening, but she's kind of incredibly suspicious.
Is it safe to assume that at some point I could have bought posters of all of these guys? Because they sound great.
I know, I'm in love with them too, and they only existed in my brain until like a few days ago.
Just like up on the wall, like a vision board.
Yes.
Yeah. And then the last one, Fern, you are investigating Lady Solanaceae of your own house. What did you roll?
I rolled 14.
With a 14, you can tell that, I mean, the same thing, her usual calm disposition. She's placating, she's playing the role of like, the matriarch. But she is nervous. She is watching the kind of like politicking of the situation. Like she is a political person, and she is watching what's happening. Her eyes keep darting towards Pyracantha. Like what you have clocked about Pyracantha, she has also clocked, and she's like, we are not looking for a fight. This could escalate so quickly. This is supposed to be our celebration of like peace and stuff, and if we sabotage it, like you could tell like she is tense and very much trying to like de-escalate things. Okay, is there anything else you would like to do before we move to the next portion?
I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah, enough mischief for now.
Okay. And I'll just give this to you for free because no one investigated Lady Chico, which is Tjikko, and it's a Swedish word. So if I'm saying it wrong, I'm sorry. So Lady Chico is just kind of just serenely, and she's taking notes as she typically is, as a record keeper, and kind of doing the little bit of the tennis thing between the two, between the three of them who are all fighting, but is otherwise quiet and not getting involved. Okay. And I think what we're going to do now is basically smash cut forward about an hour to the start of the ball, the festival revelries. So you have been able to successfully kind of get most of the toxins out of the stream to the point where the stream will the healing spring will no longer harm people, but it also probably won't be able to heal them for a while. So it's kind of just water for a bit, but that's close enough. Nobody's planning on no one typically expects a lot of healing abilities at a party. So
Oh boy.
DM, what do you mean?
What do you mean? Did I just cut off your main healing source? Don't worry about it. It's fine. But you are able... You are sorry, Sam's picking up my references, which makes me very happy. But you are able to get things set up, and now you can see that this place in all its glory. So the paths are lined, where it's like the stones are in the shape of flowers, the stepping stones that kind of go through these various paths. And at the edge of the garden is this huge greenhouse that is kind of been completely decorated. There are fairy lights and things because it's evening now. And all around there are floating lanterns that sort of cascade magically on the breeze and move amongst the flowers. Everything is done up in botanical splendor. The pathways are these trees that have grown together to form these sort of cathedral ceilings that give you areas of shelter. There are areas where old burls have been cut to make gorgeous tables that have all different foods from the various houses on showcase. Anything from the House of Undoing is clearly labeled. And all around, musicians are playing. There is sometimes unseen, but wherever you are, you can hear the delicate sounds of music. There are areas of clearing in a copse of trees where people are dancing. And all in all, the night is taking off. You see as the head of your house has already been out kind of patrolling, doing checks herself, concerned, checking in on her various plants. But the other heads of the houses are arriving to much fanfare, and could you believe it? They're even more extravagant now. They had an outfit change. So like the lady Camellia, the lady Camellia shows up, and she had like little orchid wings before, but now she has these gargantuan wings that seem to like butterfly, that move of their own volition, just made out of various blossoms with striations throughout them. She is wearing a crown of blossoms that hovers just above her head and seems to rise up. And her gown is like layered and tiered, and the various tiers like kind of curl up at the ends the way flowers do. And she steps just above the ground as she moves in her delicate shoes. Lady Pyracantha shows up in her ceremonial armor, which is all done in bright red and gold. It has the same spikes on it as is their territory norm, but actually comes down into a full chain link gown that cascades directly behind her. And throughout the chain link, there are various ornamentations of roses that have been added on, because this is a sticking point between the House of Blossoms and the House of Thorns, is who gets roses. And they've been feuding about it for years, okay? Lady Pyracantha is clearly showcasing that she believes roses are hers. And Lady Chico is still in a more subdued outfit, but is at least wearing now a gown instead of a tunic. And you can see that the elements of spruce and cedar are running down her arms, like the sleeves themselves are made out of the sprigs, and they extend towards her fingertips as she joins the party. And all of you are there. You normally, everyone's invited to these things, but it's kind of this unspoken etiquette that certain people kind of get to hang out when the place where like the nobles are, and other people where you would normally be are just kind of partying over there. But right now, because of your special duties, you're kind of over in the area with the nobles where these elaborate fineries are. What are you doing?
Vibrating. Otto's freaking out.
Okay.
I think Belle's just eating whatever canapes are on offer. Just like, she's so not into all of this stuff. Like, she just wants to go out, steal some poisonous plants, and then cook something for the cafe. Like, that's what she's all about.
Oh,
Yeah,
did you
I
think that's like,
Taxis is doing the same. Like, Taxis is at the buffet, but like really just tutting, disapproving, just being like, they've ruined all these good poisons. Like, what's this candied almond thing? Why have like House of Blossoms gone and like turned something that's got a really nice bitter almonds naturally have a nice poison in them, turn them into sweet almonds, just eat them, like it doesn't do anything. All the fun effects are gone. Like, what are they doing here? Like, just like subtly like getting out of my own pocket, I've got like some cashews that haven't been steamed open to avoid the poison and just like smashing them to make sure I get all the good poison off the shells. Like, the other houses ruin perfectly good, dangerous food.
I feel like there's like a bruschetta, like a tomato thing, and it's like, but none of the tomato leaves are there. They just had the fruit and took out all the poisonous bits of the nightshade. Devastating.
Green tomatoes.
Yeah.
It's mocking. Like, tomatoes look so much like they should be nightshade. Like, it's
Oh,
like,
Yeah,
tomatoes, as she watches some other fancy people go by.
Yeah. Okay. And so I'm going to give you one more check. You're going to have a perception check, and you can all choose, or an investigation check, to either choose an element of the party or a person at the party that you want to. You can either insight or investigate or check on their behavior or what they're up to. This will be a chance for you to gather a clue. So choose wisely what you want to check on.
I have a rough idea of what I want
Okay.
to do.
Is anyone sure yet? They're ready to make their call?
Yep.
Okay. Fern, what are you investigating?
I want to look to see who's manning the buffet, specifically over at the House of Undoing segment. Because I feel like someone's trying to frame us for something.
Okay.
Looking over there, it's kind of, is anyone messing with the labels? Is someone accidentally putting some of our stuff into other people's segments?
Okay, so you look over there and you see that the barista is there, but she seems distracted.
The same barista?
Yeah, she's the same barista.
I'm obsessed with her.
She's in the pool party?
Yeah, she's just working the party. She's just like, I'm moonlight and catering. But she is distracted because she is chatting up a library assistant who was walking by, and the library assistant is there being like, oh, and what's this plant? What kind of labeling system do you use? Is there like a structured metadata, controlled vocabulary? And then she's like, yeah, so I just put things in my mortar and pestle and I crush them, and then like when it feels right, I put them in a little jar. And that's the system. And she goes, that is profoundly unhinged. She goes, yeah, you're not the first person who's called me profoundly unhinged. And that's what they're doing. Is there any other information you'd like to gather from this interaction?
Well, she's distracted. Like, what if like they're distracted? Is anyone messing with me?
Mostly people are just chomping.
At the bit, or
No, they're just
Gagging for it.
They're gagging for all these treats. I feel like, mostly it's like there are like, younger people who are like daring each other to go eat the offerings from the House of Undoing. And they'd be like, it can't kill you. Don't worry. If it does, the spring's right there. It'll save us.
is any pies here?
No.
Yes. I definitely feel like, I feel like Taxis is still carrying some of the pies. That is important to me. But some of them have been taken and are now being served at the table.
I think Taxis might be at a point where like it's just a few pies, so it almost feels like waiter kind of like just holding some pie and just, people just
hiding in plain sight.
This is your portion. No one will touch your pies or they will lose fingers.
Okay. Does anyone else pick something you'd like to investigate or check on?
I want to investigate like the people from the House of Thorns. Just like, are they in a are they partying, or do I think they're in like a kind of formation?
Okay. Yeah, give me a roll, and you're gonna auto succeed. It's just the amount of information I give you. You can also choose whether you're doing insight, where you're trying to intuit their motivations, or observe, like investigation, if you're trying to like actually observe them.
I'll investigate, and that's a 14.
Okay. So amazing. They are so easy to find. They are essentially the frat boys of this world, okay? You gotta understand that they work hard and play hard, and so they are definitely having a drinking contest nearby. Pyracantha herself is not. She is too intense, but a lot of the house, they are, they're definitely the ones daring each other to eat the things from the House of Undoing. They are, whatever swords and sorcery keg stand is, that's what they've got going on. And they are like, some of them are climbing trees, because that's me after 2 drinks, by the way. If there's a tree, I'm climbing that tree. So
Okay, so they're partying.
They're partying. You don't get the attention, the idea that, like, you definitely get that Pyracantha is like head on a swivel. She's like ready for shit to go down, but she doesn't seem to have issued any orders to them, and they are in ceremonial armor, not in their like battle armor. So it's still badass as hell, but it is, it's a lot more, like scale mails that are just beautiful and glisten in the moonlight, and less dented plate mail that's seen death and carnage,
Yeah, got you.
Party armor.
Just out of interest, which tree are they climbing? I feel like there are some better options and some worse options. How are they faring on their ID skills?
I feel like right now they're climbing an ancient cedar. But there are some dangerous trees here. Let's see if they find those.
Right.
Okay. All right. Anyone else? Last check.
I would like to see what someone in the House of Evergreen has been writing down. Like, if they're still taking notes.
That's actually what I was thinking as well.
They're
Yeah.
writing about.
Okay. Are you looking for Lady Chico? Because she is not with the rest anymore, or are you just looking for anyone from the House of Evergreen?
I think if Lady Chico's not in the area near the buffet, I wouldn't go and seek her out specifically. But just someone who I think is definitely in note-taking mode. Like, they're watching.
Okay.
People who are like watching like we're watching, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel.
Yeah, you see a younger male scribe, because I did forget to add men to this world, my bad. So a male character now.
Oh, what?
Me forgetting that not everyone's a lesbian. That I'm like, and then these other lesbians show up.
Why are they on a world of lesbians and flowers? What's wrong with that?
Right? But okay, a man is there, and
Token man.
okay, this is our token cishet white dude, the only one at the party. Okay, everyone else is
Glasses, brown hair, short beard.
Yeah. He's got
Cool.
default male haircut too, and that is it.
Bad haircut though. It's like typical short hair.
He's wearing blue jeans for some reason.
Oh yeah, his version of the neutral tunic is like essentially like it's like khaki trousers.
Oh, God.
Oh, it's hideous. I love it.
And like a sensible button up. I'm gonna say, because I'm not gonna give him a graphic tee. He deserves better, because he's actually the best. Maybe I've decided right now.
I'm gonna offer him some tea as a distraction. Like, I'm just like, would you like some tea? Just so he's distracted looking at something while I'm looking at what he's writing.
Oh, Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'll, what's in this?
Tea. It's natural herbs and things found by this healing lake.
And
Really
he's
good.
gonna give you a, like, eyebrow and say, you're from the House of Undoing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I know what grows naturally.
But this is the healing space. This is where we come to relax. Honestly, I wouldn't give you something if it wasn't good.
All right. And he's gonna take a sip, a tentative sip. What did you give this poor man?
I gave this man tea brewed from the plant that's still on my arm.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
You're gonna kill
Mm.
the only token straight guy.
Be fine.
Listen, this is the future liberals want. Sorry, I take it back. Just kidding. This isn't my channel. I didn't say that. I'm sorry.
Everyone loves a good kill your guys trope, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, just a guy. No, he's gonna go. It tastes like parsnip because that's what hemlock tea tastes like. It has a parsnip-like flavor.
Yeah.
And so, and he's gonna say, fascinating. I'll add it to my notes. And you see, he is doing botanical sketches and writing down like descriptions of every single plant that he's coming across, and like in quite an intense level of detail, which I would say you would intuit is actually strange for a party.
I mean, I think that's pretty cool. Like, so are these your like cartoons? Like...
Oh, that hurt me.
I felt a pain deep in my soul, as if 1,000
Oh, you
souls
drawing your
cried
little
out.
comics?
Oh, the Japanese cartoons. Oh, God.
So I didn't mean to come through quite that hard, but yeah.
No, this is iconic. Bully him. He's done absolutely nothing wrong. Ruin him.
We're just attacking this poor man. You're the only fella here, and we're just.
You have to have like print something of somewhere in which like this dude wears a graphic tee and
Hey, I want to make it clear. There are other men here. It's just every other single man here is part of the LGBTQ mafia. Okay,
Only straight guy.
this is the cishet dude who's just trying to draw his little comics, and he kind of looks up at you and goes, "This isn't a comic. This is a serious scientific observation. This is I'm gathering data."
Can Bottle pop in at this point? Go, oh no, it looks really good actually. Did you just now?
Yes, thank you. I've been working at it for a while. You know, we're trying to get a lot done in the evenings. Don't always get to see all the specimens on display like this. It's an exciting time to gather records.
Oh yeah. I love gathering records, me.
Really?
Yeah, no, it's dead good. Sometimes I gather records, you know, at home. You know, I look at like me fish and I make sure I got notes about them and stuff.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Oh, thanks.
I don't know much about fish. Maybe you could tell me about them sometime.
Yeah, of course. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm Bottle. This is
Hi.
Constance.
I don't know. What's the most Matt, I guess?
Man, that's so exotic.
I'm actually done.
Matt says, wow, yeah, no, I'd love to hear about the fish. I've been really working, and he's actually flipped through his notebook. I'm gonna get I'm assuming you're trying to look at the notebook too.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna get both of you to give me a quick investigation check as he shows his notebook.
All right.
I'm nowhere near these guys, am I?
No,
I can't see them trying to riz the straight guy.
no.
Yeah, he's missing her up.
Yeah.
She got a 12 though.
Okay.
I got a 19.
Okay, so you can see that this is like very detailed levels, and he is taking notes on any plant that isn't from the House of Evergreen. There's nothing in there from the House of Evergreen, but there is a lot of notes about various poisonous plants that are in quite a lot of detail. And that is the last piece of data you will get before shit pops off,
The
okay?
hair flick was so intimidating.
Nah.
That is the last bit of data you'll get.
I gotta move the chair out of the way
That
because I
was-
need my whole body.
Right.
Oh, snap.
It starts with a creak, like a floorboard left too long in an old house. The sound of wood, the lignin breaking apart deep within the roots. And then it extends into something loud enough to almost be a scream. You all look back to where you were earlier of that giant belladonna plant on the shore. And you watch as it extends one of its huge branches and reaches for one of the diners who are picking at the buffet, grabs them and throws them to the ground.
Oh.
And immediately everything breaks into chaos. You are surrounded in a cacophony of screams and panic. The Pyracantha draws her sword. The stunned members of the House of Thorns climb out of their trees to look at what's going on. And most people begin to flee. And in that fracas, in that stampede that forms, you are 4 people who are still. And you are facing down this gargantuan deadly nightshade. Could you please roll for initiative? And that is where we're gonna take a break, team.
Jesus.
So we are gonna resolve initiative and then return to the mystery of the fall of the House of Undoing. Although the title might give you a hint, we will see all of you in 10 minutes. Remember to hydrate. It helps you process toxins. Okay.
We're marching through the swamp like this. We're the finger blasters and we're here to say something.
Gentlemen, this is Democracy Manifest.
Do you wish to consummate this marriage?
Consummate here? No, that's
Not,
for
not, not in that
Everybody
sense.
else.
not,
the aquarium,
not,
Alex!
not in front of the Kraken. It's just a baby.
Maybe like a scene where you got one Bollywood like on a throne kind of thing, and then all the other races as well.
Making a Bollywood supremacy cake.
Yeah.
Yeah, what you're gonna see is with every single breath, her tattoos start to shimmer, and then they start to grow out of her skin into real plants, and even the ones on her neck grow onto her face.
As you
That was
leave,
fun.
you see him kind of like he's smiling, but he's also shaking his head.
We get that a lot.
Put, a hand gently on a big hand on the small of the back, not small of the back, sorry, between the shoulder blades. Sorry, not like that. No, between the shoulder blades, the top of the back.
Roll to seduce the goblin.
Just over the tramps now.
The dragon snorts a little bit and then says, "This conservationist, I have heard it all, and now I see that my nest has been disturbed. What a morning!" And he turns around and begins sort of like trying to tidy up bits of the nest. So, You want to advance my species, is it? How strange.
Murder,
Yeah.
murder.
Murder.
You're kind of.
I think we should set sail again. We've sat idle long enough, Billy. I think we should sail that way, towards those particularly majestic-looking seals. I'll get the clubs.
If you come to the bathroom and come in, you'll just hear a shout going, "No Armani, no Punani."
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Missed that perception check, huh? Life can be so short. Do you want to kiss me?
Now that's a fucking critical hit.
Wrong credit.
Welcome back, merry poisoners, to the fall of the House of Undoing. Things have escalated from a nice little time in the cafe with, mass intoxication, to a nice little perusal through a garden with a poisoned water source, to now the final party, the semi-annual Bloom Festival, where all the houses meet to showcase their various plants. We had our investigation, a little look around. Things seemed to be going okay until the gargantuan deadly nightshade animated and began attacking revelers. So you are all going to have to take essentially your first round to run towards the plant. So it's going to go, well, actually though, who's going to go first is Lady Solanaceae. So she was sort of in the back. She was checking on the various plants, and she had just finished her round. It was coming to check on this plant. And you see her now, and because I want to describe another outfit here.
She changed again?
She didn't get her outfit description last time. She didn't get her second outfit. She didn't arrive with them. So she is wearing a black corseted gown that comes to a point at the top, that style, and extends over her, and has a sort of neck corset that's like a cowl behind her, like an old Elizabethan gown, but all in black lace, and kind of woven throughout it are various poisonous blossoms and berries that crown the edge and seem to frame her face. She has a foxglove braided through her long dark hair that is kind of floating around her in tendrils, and her gown below that is just layers of sheer fabric that is 100% just what Chapel Roan wore to the VMAs. Okay? For me.
Yes. Excellent.
And she rushes over to this gargantuan belladonna, an ethereal dark specter, and tries to kind of reach for it, thinking that this is her namesake plant, right? She's been named after this plant. She wants to try and essentially just thinks that it'll sends her good vibes. Unclear what her logic is, but it does not work. You see as this belladonna plant goes and just rakes down the side of her open dress and her there, and starts, and then kind of comes around and spears right through her side. And she collapses to the ground. And this is what you come to. You arrive at the scene just as she collapses, and is gasping for breath. She is not dead, but she is not thriving. Okay? So at the top of the order now, we have Belle.
Does the lady of our house look like she needs to be stabilized, or is she good for now?
You can do a medicine check, and I won't make it take up your turn. If you want to do a medicine check,
okay, cheeky
as a bonus
medicine
action.
check. Yeah,
cheeky medicine check. Cheeky medi.
11.
Okay, I'm going to say this. You can tell that even with an 11, that one, she is bleeding, but there's still a twig in there. You know what I mean? So it's not it hasn't pulled out to make things worse. That said, she does seem to be paralyzed.
That's fine. We can deal with that later. I am gonna cast bless. I'm going to bless my mates, Bottle, Fern, and Taxus.
Nice.
That will be my action.
Thank you.
Absolutely incredible. Okay. You are blessed, and just in time, because Bottle, you are next in the order.
I was literally going to cast bless, so now I don't know what to do.
Sorry.
No, it's cool. Okay. Wait, does she look like she needs healing? Is she still in danger?
You can do a medicine check.
I mean, like, does she in this combat? Does she like she might be in danger in this combat?
I mean, what you're asking to me is this animated plant will hit someone when they're down?
Yeah.
And I guess
personally,
it's very hard to intuit the motivations of a plant.
Yeah. Fair enough.
I'm gonna say that you did see it attack someone else first, and she approached the plant.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I think my first movement then will be to, like, I'm just gonna. She's already paralyzed. I'm just gonna be like, I'm so sorry, and try and like just move her out of the way, hide her, tuck her under a table or something out of the way.
Okay. So in order to do that, because the kind of branch is inside her, you'll have to break the branch.
Oh. Okay. Then in that case, I'm gonna break the branch. I'll cut it.
All right. Could you give me a what kind of check is it to break a branch of a creature? I'm gonna say this is an attack roll.
Okay.
But it'll just be an easier attack roll because you're not really trying to like do damage, just break off a branch. So it'll be a lower AC.
Well, that is 18 to hit. It's with the dagger I'm using. There's just a time.
Sure, yeah. Any blade will do.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. So you are successful. You are able to take your dagger, cut the branch away, and kind of get that secured there. She's a great patient because she is not moving.
Yeah, this is actually, we haven't really met before, but like, I'm Bottle, it's nice to meet you. And I'm just kind of like, she can't move. She can't stop me talking.
She blinks at you.
Okay, that's blink once for you're okay. I'm going to try and put you somewhere safe.
Okay, I'm going to say that you are successful. You are able to kind of move her out of the way, but that is going to be your turn.
Sure, that's cool. Yeah, I put on the
Next
table.
Next in the order is Taxus.
So I know we've all kind of been looking at healing and medicine. Taxus's thought is actually mechanically, does cure wounds help with paralysis, or is that beyond?
Not with paralysis, but it will help with a wound.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if anything I can do will get Lady Solanaceae up again, like being helpful to the situation. Like if she's stable, but if we can get her being active.
I'm gonna say she's stable now. Like I'm gonna say that you're able to kind of like pack the wound. She is paralyzed, but she's not bleeding out. She doesn't look to be on the dying. You can just cure wounds her, and that will help with the bleeding. But if you're trying to clear the paralysis condition, either you're going to need a lesser restoration spell, or you're going to have to find the antidote to this poison.
Yeah, I don't think I've got the lesser restoration. That's not at my level, but I guess I'll try and look around and see if I can spot anything that I know might be an antidote to something in kind of the Nightshade family.
Okay. Well, we're going to jump ahead a little. I was going to wait till next turn for this to happen, but I'm going to say you go over to Lady Solanaceae, and you can see that her fingers are just twitching a little, like she's reaching for something. And she is reaching towards her own ankle. Because she has an ankle apothecary. A bunch of vials that she keeps around. Everyone's got one. You all know it.
Yeah.
An ankle apothecary, in case you need it. Her outfit was too close fitting for her to have her normal hip apothecary, so she had to have her ankle one. And in this, you can see that there are 3 vials of beans. Okay?
Yeah.
Are you?
Sorry, wait. Beans?
Beans. There are beans. And in the true nature of the House of Undoing, they are not labeled properly. Okay? Now, give me a nature check. I'm going to see if you can identify these beans.
Okay. It's not going to be good. That's a 4 on the dice. Let me see what I add to that. 6.
I'm gonna say with a 6, you recognize one of them, which is the castor bean.
Ooh, fun. Okay, that feels like not a thing that's going to be hugely helpful to heal. I'm going to take them.
Okay.
I don't respect authority. She can't stop me. And they are fun and potentially quite dangerous.
Yeah.
Just a bit dangerous, you know.
They're just like the raw beans. It's not distilled into the oil or anything like that, right?
Sure, it's actually they're floating in a tincture.
Okay, yeah, so they're
or
kind of...
oil. I don't know. Listen, this is something you need to know about herbs, friends. Is that depending on what kind of material they're soluble in them, you might put them in a tincture or an oil or a balm, and that's because some of them are. It depends if they like water or alcohol or oil, because of how the various compounds react. So just assume, for me, that all of these are in the appropriate vessel that maintains the properties of the thing. Okay, all right, team, we're working together. That was me to chat. I trust you guys to play with me.
Well, I'm very happy to have these. This will be fun. I guess it's quite hard to feed them to a tree. It's like how I can use this to attack anything. So I guess in my do I still have movement left to use in this turn? Like, can I get somewhere out of the way?
You can get out of the way. You can also tell your teammates about what you have discovered.
Yeah, I think I'll tell everyone, like, I've got some castor beans and some other mystery beans, which I think we should all try later.
I feel like we've got some... Yeah, all right, sure. Like staring at this giant plant attacking people. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay. Speaking of... Oh, yeah, go ahead. And then where's your movement?
Hand out some beans to whoever seems the most enthusiastic. Like, pass them over.
Super, super toxic. All right. Fern, speaking of giant trees attacking, Fern, you are the last one and you are still closest to the plant. And so, my dear friend, I'm afraid that you are going to be the one who's attacked.
I'm about to get smacked by a giant tree.
Oh, no.
Does a 17 hit?
Does a 17 hit? Let me check. I'm pretty sure a 17 will hit a 13, yeah. My math is correct.
Okay, so immediately you are going to take 2 slashing damage and 2 poison damage, but the poison damage is halved. So only 1. But I'm going to need you to give me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, a con save?
Fail.
Thank you, DM. Oh, 16! That's a fail, isn't it?
No, it's a success.
Yay!
No! Tomato. Okay. Okay. There'll be another round. But you are able to kind of shuck the effects of this poison before it kind of takes root on you. Haha, root. And okay, next in the order is you. Fern, you're next.
I want this thing to leave me alone. I'm going to use my breath attack.
Okay. Yeah, burn it down. Give me an attack roll.
Okay. That just a reminder, breath attack doesn't get any extra bonuses to it to hit, does it?
Well, I don't know how your bless works, what it's bonusing.
It's attack rolls and saves, right?
Yeah, just it's an attack roll, so I get like that extra +4, but does that apply to it? So
yeah, so you'll roll whatever you get as your attack and then you plus 1d4.
First of all, I rolled a hit.
Whoa.
Does an 18 hit it?
Yeah, it does.
Fantastic. Now you get to hear me roll the ever so cursed d6.
Okay.
Let's go. 2d6 plus d4. That is a 3 and a 6 plus a d4. It's a 1, so that's a grand total of 10.
Whoo! That is a lot of damage to this tree. What does this look like as you do as you release your breath weapon?
I am just not the sort of demure kind of shy little brick wall that's going to merge you with the floor. Very much the sort of, you are a danger to my friends. I'm going to burn you now.
The fire just kind of has that way that it curls around the leaves and winds through the branches, even as they move and animate, and seems to, for a moment, engulf the plant entirely. This plant is, you have discovered, vulnerable to fire damage. And so you are able to hit it hard. It looks worse for wear.
We're gonna
but it is still standing.
Oh dear.
Okay.
Not ideal. It's still standing. Wasn't expecting to take it down in one hit. Could I rage for my bonus action?
Definitely.
So I'm going to enter my rage for my bonus action, and I am going to draw my bonk stick.
Absolutely incredible. Okay, you do that. Next in the order is Belle.
Okay, so Belle uses her alchemist supplies as her casting focus. So I think she's also got a pestle and mortars, just like stirring it up really fast while making really intense eye contact. And by doing this, she would like to cast Melf's acid arrow at the tree. So that is okay. Dirty 20 to hit.
That's gonna do it. What's the damage on that bad boy?
So it is 4d4, but because I am a alchemist, I can also add something else to it. I think I can add +3 to the spell. So 4d4 plus 3, and then 2d4 next turn as well.
That was a lot of numbers you said.
Sorry.
That's fine. I just need to know. Woo, another 10.
Damage.
Okay. This thing is looking rough as the kind of pew pew acid arrows hit and just kind of stick into the side like a terrible target practice. And it starts to seep. Does Belladonna have sap? I don't know. It's usually not big enough, but pretend it does. So it starts to seep out its putrid sap. It is holding on by a thread. I'm gonna let you know. Yeah, okay. Bottle. You are next in the order. You are with the Lady Solanaceae, and you can see that she was reaching for these 3 bottles of beans, now down to 2 bottles of beans, because Taxis did just take the castor beans.
Oh, I took the other 2 as well. That's what I was passing out.
Oh,
you took all of them.
But it'd be like, I've got the ones that I know are deadly and can just kill someone straight away, like assassin-wise. But like everyone else can have mystery beans. Mystery beans are fun. So if you wanted the mystery beans, you have the mystery beans in your hand already.
Okay, I'm gonna hold up the mystery beans to her and say, okay, this one or this one? Just blink which one you need.
She blinks and twitches her finger this much.
Okay, that's probably this one. Guys, can I feed her beans?
Do you want to give me a nature check to identify them?
God. Just feed her beans. Oh dear, that's a 9.
Yeah, well, I'm going to say that you open one, and one of them's clearly coffee. Like, you recognize the smell of coffee beans.
Okay, do you want... No, wait, that's caffeine. Okay, and then I just give her the other one, whichever one the other one is.
And she kind of is able to you feed her some of the tincture.
Yeah. I'm so sorry, I did not think we were eating like this, and I like dribble it into her mouth.
And she starts to kind of blink and move as you have discovered the Calabar bean, which is an antidote to deadly nightshade.
The Calabar bean, nice.
And a toxin in its own right.
Oh wow!
So...
Nice.
we can talk about how the muscarine poisoning to atropine to anyway. A lot of things that are antidotes are also poisons,
Cool.
and it's really cool and awesome. Actually, plants are metal as hell.
Poison
Kind
fast
of
and it
works
kills
the other
you.
way around as well. Like I think the antidoting goes both ways almost in those.
I don't know because I didn't find anything about muscarine being an antidote for atropine poisoning.
I think atropine can be used as an antidote to nerve gas in like the
Yes.
time. I think it's the same kind of pathway, but I don't know for sure. But like, I love the idea that you've got these two horrible things that will just kill you, and just like put them together, nice cocktail. Like they're chill. Probably still not chill, but
Atropine is a Hey! I get a little info dump. Atropine is the deadliest. There's a bunch of toxins in deadly nightshade, but atropine is the most deadly. It is also an incredibly common medicine that is still used all the time. It is the main treatment for bradycardia, which is dangerously low heart rate. And I know this because I've been binging House lately, and every time someone's like, bradycardia, push atropine, and I'm like, deadly nightshade, let's go, because it raises your heart rate.
they never roll initiative in House. This is what it's missing.
Let me run an episode. I got it. Okay. So there you go. I have more Belladonna fun facts for you, but you got to kill this thing first. Okay. So you are able to she kind of. Oh, thank you. Well. Oh goodness. The nightshade. What happened? Why is it attacking?
We don't know. But my friends are dealing with it. We think it might have something to do with the pool.
Pool. My goodness, this is magic. This is some sort of strange animation.
Bottle looks back at the giant plant, looks back and goes, yeah.
Please, this is terrible. If anything happens to any of the heads of the houses, everything will collapse. It'll be, they'll destroy us. We need to make sure they're safe. Did you see where Chico went?
No.
Lady Chico.
But she's been gone for a while. I know someone who might know, though. I look for Matt.
Matt! Oh, okay, yes. If you could make sure she's safe. I know Camellia will be with her entourage, and I know Pyracantha can take care of herself, but I worry about the House of Evergreen.
Of course. Oh, it's so good that you worry about people with even in this kind of situations. That's why you're the best. I mean, okay.
I want to make it very clear. I actually would think it would be lovely if they died. But if they were to do so now under these conditions, that would be a declaration of war, which would be very bad for me specifically, the person I care about the most.
Bottle's two eyes dim for just a moment, and she goes, "You're all right, yeah. I'll tell the others, yeah."
Thank you. I am bleeding profusely, so I'm going to deal with this now.
You're right. And then she walked off to go find them.
Okay, Taxis, you're next in the order.
So where have I left off? I'm basically running around trying to find like some space where I can just have a bit of breathing room away from this thing that's attacking me. Because I mean, I'm not really built for close quarters fighting. I've got a dagger. The dagger kind of works, but it's mostly for like harvesting herbs and poisons and things. What I can do is I have paladin skills, and I can sometimes smite stuff if the mood takes me. So I don't actually know what the range is on any of this stuff, but I do have, I think I have a searing smite.
Okay.
And it would be nice to be able to smite this thing before it comes
to
kill me.
Well, give it a roll.
What am I rolling? I do not actually know the mechanics of the things that I've got.
So let's start. Well, let me see. I don't have your character, but let's start with just an attack roll. So whatever your weapon is, you should have a bonus to your attack roll. And so typically with a paladin smite, it's kind of done on a hit.
Okay.
So you attack with your weapon, and then if you hit, you get to smite for extra cool paladin damage.
Nice. So is that rolling a d20 or is that the dice?
Yeah, you can roll a d20 and then you're gonna add next on your character sheet next to your weapon, it'll say plus something, and you're gonna add that number.
That's a 6 even after the maths, so it's not amazing.
Did you get your plus 1d4 as well?
Yeah, add your plus 1d. It's still not. Its AC is above 10, so sorry.
I've got. What did I get? I got a 4 on that, which puts me to 10, and then I do have. I've got dueling as a fighting style, which does +2 bonus if I'm wielding a melee weapon in only one hand.
Okay.
So, 12?
That'll hit. Yeah, that'll be enough.
Nice.
AC is 12, so meets and beats, baby. Get it.
Great. Okay. So what do I roll now to decide on damage for that?
You're gonna so next to your weapon, it'll say like plus something, and then there'll be a like something D something plus something. That's what you're gonna roll for the first bit of damage.
Okay, so that's 6 total.
Okay. Whew. All right, and then you get to add your smite damage.
Okay. And do we know what I'm rolling for that one?
With your searing smite, it should say in the description of how much damage it does.
Right. It says con 12.
So it's a Constitution saving throw?
Maybe, yeah. Oh, so do I just have to beat 12 on Constitution?
I think if it says con 12, then I probably have to beat 12.
Oh, okay.
Which very tragically I did. Here, let me.
Why do trees have such good constitution?
Your weapon flares with white hot intensity. Okay, so you do deal 1d6 fire damage.
Sorry, real quick. Bottle sees this and then is going to cast Silvery Barbs. So the those are not Silvery Barbs. I'm sorry, those who don't. So she just goes out. Oh, become look out, and just unfortunately have to re-roll that.
Okay, so quick Google of Searing Spite says that you get to do 1d6 fire damage.
Cool.
And then no matter whether or not I make the con save. Okay, I see your silvery barbs and I re-roll. And I rolled an 11. What was the save?
It's 12, right?
12.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
There you go.
So roll me that extra 1d6 damage and then failed save.
I did, and that was a 4 on the d6.
Okay, so oh my god, 10 damage. This thing is down to 1 hit point in a dream. But it has now caught fire. So
fire damage kill.
What happens
so that is at the start.
Nightshade of Flame.
Yeah, it takes fire damage on a con save. On a failed save, the spell continues. Okay, so it's essentially going to take 1d6. And just because I want to, and because I gave this cool abilities, I'm going to give it one more chance to hit you before it dies. It is going to die at the beginning of its next turn, but I am a jerk, and I'm going to let it attack first anyway. That's not how D&D works, but I want to, because it hasn't got to poison anybody yet.
You know what? I Sylvie Barf you. That's fair.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's fair.
Just from me. Okay, so it's definitely gonna go after Fern because you 1 stole its fruit and then 2 murdered it with and now caught it on fire. And it is going to attack you for. Does a 15 hit?
15 hits.
Okay.
Come on. How bad's the damage? Let's hear it.
Yeah, it says damage.
It's 2 slashing and 1 poison for you, but that's not the part I care about. The next part I care about is that you have to give me a Constitution saving throw.
All right, then.
Fail.
My con.
Fail.
Does a dirty 20 succeed?
God damn it!
Oh, that's smart.
And does the tree have multi-attack?
I love you, DM. I love this encounter. But unfortunately, the dice are not in your favor.
Okay, and so
Come on, hit me.
It doesn't matter. The smite overtakes it, and it is completely engulfed in flames, and the tree just burns and comes to just ash on the ground. It gets one last strike in to swipe against you for that slashing damage, but you resist half the poison and only take an extra 1 poison, and are completely able to withstand its really cool abilities, which I'm going to tell you about now anyway because I wrote them and I want to share. If you fail a con save, you have to roll a d4. On a 1, you're paralyzed. On a 2, you become sensitive to light as your pupils dilate, and have disadvantage on direct light the way that Brow do. On a 3, you hallucinate and are confused, and on a 4, your vision is blurred and you are mechanically blinded, which are all symptoms of deadly nightshade poisoning.
You're even funnier.
Yeah.
I would have taken half damage anyways because I'm still in rage.
So you take half damage on the slashing. I said 2 damage, but you only take 1.
Yay!
You know what's
so you're
even
good
worse?
there.
I have to give someone advantage, so I'm just going to give it to them anyway. Because that's how the spell works. Thank you, Sam, for reminding me.
That's so funny. Okay, and then my last factoid, which I just earned for me, is that atropa, which is the prefix of atropa belladonna, comes from the Greek atropos, which is one of the 3 fates. There are 3 fates: one who weaves the thread of life of mortals, one who measures it, and one who cuts it, ending a mortal life. And atropos is the one with the scissors, snip, snip.
Cool.
She's also called Atropos the Inevitable, which is
that's cool.
So cool.
That's
Badass.
Very fun.
And also very fun, even though they're like, push atropine to save this life, which is like, push Atropos the Inevitable, ender of severing of human threads to save his life. Anyway, all right, that was all my fun facts. Okay, you into a smoldering pile of ash, but it's not done yet. You hear the creak of wood up ahead, further down the path towards the greenhouse, the final greenhouse, and you are able to. I'm gonna say Matt just like runs over to Bottle and is like, "Hey, are you okay?"
Bottle was completely fine, but having Matt come and goes, "Oh, I think I might have hurt my arm or something, but I'm glad you're here."
Whoa. Okay, yeah.
We were looking for you actually. We're making sure everything's all right. Is the lady at house okay?
Yeah. I mean, last I checked, she was, doing rounds. I think I saw her going towards the greenhouse.
All right, yeah, because we got to make sure everyone's okay as hospitality, like. So, listen. After we're done here, could you want to look at some of my drawings? Actually,
are you inviting me over to look at your Venetian etchings? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. No. That sounds great. That sounds really great.
Yeah, it does. Sounds dead good. All right, yeah, we gotta go and okay, bye. And she starts to totter away, trips, and then keeps moving towards the others.
Okay.
I think
that was like, Bottles, what's taking you so long?
No, nothing. I wasn't doing nothing.
Just go for it.
Yes, all right, Belle. Yes, Belle. She comes over next to Belle and goes, "Oh, listen, I heard from I heard around that maybe she might be in the greenhouse, like."
Right. I think we're going to the greenhouse.
They said to make sure everybody's all right, so it could help us get to bottom things as well. You guys did great, though. That was great. That was dead good, right?
Good work, Bottle.
I think I have ash up my nose. I'm frightened to sneeze.
I spritz poison up your nose, don't be sneak.
Just like one of those, I don't know, what do they call it when they do
Those
the
little
bottle?
Oh, with the Yeah, those like
The
spray.
neti pot.
Yeah.
You just neti potting poison spray? Yeah, go for it. Live your life. Okay, all four of you continue down the winding path towards the greenhouse. You can see that many of the poison plants are animated now. The hemlock on the shore is like turning towards you and reaching out for you as though it were either the field of foxgloves is starting to uproot and walk across the path. But these are small plants, and you are able to quite, just hack, slash, and circumvent them. Snack. Back. And you continue on this way until you arrive at another tree. This tree that has this one, not an absurdly giant shrub, literally a tree, and it has clearly uprooted entirely. It walks on its roots, almost spider-like, and you can see that this one is a large tree with pale green leaves and round apple-like fruit. If you want to do a nature check, you can.
If it looks like an apple, smells like an apple, it's not an apple.
Well, with a 5, it's probably an apple to me.
Yeah.
10.
Okay.
Let's have a go.
That is not a 6.
9.
I do well in combat, and only combat.
Oh my god. Well, I will say the leaves look almost like laurel leaves. They're sort of a pale yellow green. The apples are right now green and yellow, and it looks menacingly at you. We are going to maintain the same initiative order. You are still in your rage. Listen. Yeah. The poison guide is quaking. I'm going to say here that this thing is blocking your path. You don't necessarily, there's no civilians around that it is attacking right now, although it can locomote. So it's up to you whether you want to choose to defeat it or simply circumvent it, but either way, you are going to have to fight. And as is its way, in the same order that I picked last time, I go first. Actually, no, I'm not going to go first. That was because you guys had to run for a turn last time. That's why I was first last time. So this time, Belle is first.
Ooh, I wasn't even ready. Okay, all right. So because I'm first, what are we going to do? We're going to try and go around it. We're going to try and... who is near me?
I think we're all like in
Everyone's near you. You're all in a cluster.
Okay. Fuck it. I'm just going to cast Tasha's Caustic Brew. And I'm going with my little pestle and mortar. And I'm going to try and get a big stream of acid thrown out dead ahead of me.
Yeah.
So the creature succeeds on a dexterity saving throw of 14.
Okay. This thing is more dexterous than the Nightshade. Oh.
Rats.
It does. It rolls a 16. And you watch as this whole thing just managed to kind of like move around. Like the trunk bends around the acid and continues to advance.
Oh.
Rats. Well, that didn't do anything. So I think I'm going to use my bonus action to run away. There's nothing that I can do.
So valid. Okay, you do that. Okay, next in the order is Bottle.
Okay, Bottle sees this thing coming, sees it wind around this blast and goes, all right, you guys got this. And I'm going to cast Aid. So everyone gets +5 to their hit points, and then Bottle slightly retreats backwards a little bit. So everyone's got a +5 there.
Amazing. Okay, you've all been bottle buffed. Next in the order is Taxus.
I think I'm also just going to try and get around it, get behind it, find out what's happening. There's something just about like apples in what's essentially a poison garden, where I'm like, I don't want to break this thing's bark. Like this feels dangerous to me. So I'm gonna kind of get to a place where I can just see what's going on. Like if we can just get past it and like get to where we want to be, I think that's my strategy.
This thing is blocking the path. If you come that close to it, it will attack you. But if that's what you want to do, if you want to spend your turn trying to get past it, it might just attack you afterwards, but that is a thing you can do.
Is there any cover that I can find, like where I can be like closer to where I want to be, but less in its like? I can point just like I can. If it goes to someone else, I can make a move.
I'm gonna say not really cover. Okay. Like there is like a field of foxgloves that are kind of nipping at your heels behind you, but not really like, it's not like there's like a strategically placed boulder right there that you could hide behind, tragically. I think they should add more rockscaping to the botanical gardens myself, but they have not so far.
Yeah, okay. Well, in that case, I'll do something that I think won't break the tree, but might do some damage. I'll just do a poison spray at it and see if I can do like just damage to the surface without actually cracking anything open.
Can I just ask, as somebody doesn't know, what happened? What is the worry about breaking bark centers?
My worry is about beach apples.
It's what?
What?
A type of tree, but if you break a twig off, the sap is at sufficiently high pressure, but it will fire at you.
Oh my God. What's it called? Oh my God.
That's so weird.
But a beach apple, I think, is...
Oh my God.
That is one of its common names, yeah.
I don't know if that's what we're dealing with. It could just be like a regular apple tree that has some cyanide in the pits. So we'll probably be finding that with the
I'm giving too much away.
I will say, like, because chat can't see our little back chat moment, like the botanical nerds in the thing are like, your characters don't know things, but you nerds do, which is like, hell yeah. It's poor Anneka is quaking.
Because I don't know either, so I can ask. So everyone who doesn't know in the chat can go, oh, Pan's dumb, they'll ask.
Pan's inquisitive and curious.
Sure. But I'm also dumb.
Okay, so yes, roll me that attack.
Okay, so the attack is going to be, it's 1d12 poison.
Okay, so you're going to roll the attack, or is it a save? So when you look at that, is it a spell?
It is just in my actions point. I think it's a cantrip, actually.
Okay, great. What was the name of the spell again?
Poison spray.
Sorry. Okay, so it's a Constitution saving throw for the tree.
Okay.
Ooh, it failed. Oh boy, did it fail. I mean, I don't know what yours it had to make, but it rolled a 5. So, yeah, so it failed that, which means you get to roll your 1d12 poison damage.
1d12 is a 10.
Woo!
That's pretty good going.
This tree does look stronger than the one you just fought, but it does not like that. Hey, one thing too, that my personal pet peeve of how D&D handles poison is that usually things that are poisonous are immune to poison or which feels unreal, because just because you have one toxin doesn't mean a different one isn't going to hit you. So none of that nonsense here. This thing
like an antidote spray.
Yeah. So an antidote spray. Okay. So yeah, that hits. Next in the order is the tree. This one has multi-attack. And unfortunately, Taxus, you are the closest, I believe, and you just hit it. So it is going to attack you twice. The first one is a 7, and the second one is an 18.
Okay, so is that going against my AC? Or is it?
Yeah, your armor class.
Okay, so my armor class is 11. So I guess
Okay.
the 18 is going to hit me pretty hard.
It is. Lucky for you, maybe. Well, first off, this thing hits like a freight train, and you take 6 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And now, this is just the beginning. Because as this hits you, your skin starts to burn, and you see the sap through the cracks of the bark get on to your flesh. You are going to take 1d4 poison damage, or sorry, acid damage. Which is, I'm gonna roll a boo 1. Stupid dice are not letting me kill my players. Okay, but that acid is still on your arm. And it is there, okay. So yeah, you are lucky. It had 2 attacks, the other one was worse, and that one didn't hit you. Okay, so next in the order is Fern.
Because Fern knows nothing about this plant, and I unfortunately do, and I'm going to be doing something remarkably stupid. I'm gonna run up and smack it.
Yeah.
I am going to use blunt force trauma against the plant that just gave my friend blunt force trauma.
Right, yeah. Cool. Could you give me that attack roll?
Oh, goody, gumdrops! Does a 21 hit?
Yeah, it does. Good hit.
Slay.
Okay. Fun. I have completely forgotten what the roll is for this. It's counted as a giant stick. It's D6, isn't it, for martial weapon?
It depends. Okay.
It's like a combat staff.
Quarterstaff?
Yeah, quarterstaff. That's D6?
Sure.
Right. I know it's one of the smaller dice.
Yeah, you're right. It's 1d6.
Yay! I remember things. Whee! Oh, boo! 1.
Okay.
Bonk. Oh, I'm sorry.
You bonk for 1, and do you get bonus damage for being in a rage?
I do. Let me check what that extra bonus is. It's a +2.
Hey, yeah, so that's 3 damage.
3 damage.
Wow, that's so little to do for the effects of what you've caused. You bonk this tree, and it's just like the sound of wood on wood, like boop. And are able to just kind of put a nice dent in it, just enough for the toxic sap to shoot outwards in all directions. I'm gonna need both Fern and Taxus to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh man.
Dex save? I'm a barbarian?
Do a kickflip!
This is a tall order. Oh, 15.
Okay, you make your save.
I'm not doing a kickflip, but I'm just throwing myself. I'm throwing
I got
myself.
a 7.
Oh, Taxus, honey. So you already have acid on your arm. You're like, oh, ouch. And then you look back and just get whoosh, as a bunch of acid comes shooting out at the tree at you, for an additional, this one's going to be 1d6 for 6 damage, acid damage that hits you. And I'm going to say at this point, we're back at the top of the order. I'll give this to you. This tree is more powerful than you. You've kind of started being like, I know poison, but this thing seems to be toxic as fuck all. Like this thing is horrifically and incredibly, almost like intentionally and angrily poisonous.
First fight, chances of survival. Our current chances of survival. I don't have long enough arms for this.
I'm not here to tell you what to do. Live your life. But I'm going to say one thing you have against it is you are faster than this tree.
That is so true.
Mm.
In which case, I'll use my action to dash towards the greenhouse and be like, guys, come, guys, just come. Do I want to do anything? No. Wait, is anyone really hurt? Nah, you're fine. Get over it.
Walk it off. Tax is covered in acid.
Totally.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So,
nah.
I will say that Texas still has acid on them. So,
can't cure that with a healing word, unfortunately. So,
anyone got any water?
Wait, actually,
I've got acid.
No,
I've got
actually,
an
I do have
alchemy jar.
water. I can create water, create and destroy water. She's a walking aquarium. She's got to create and destroy water. She says, "Oh yeah,
that's so good.
I can once we're safe."
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say.
Throwing's not a bonus action, though, is it? So there's
castor
nothing
oil.
I can.
I've got castor
Oh,
oil.
I do have castor oil.
You do.
Use
I'm gonna
castor oil
officially
to
end
remove
my turn.
acid.
I don't know, but I imagine it should take a little bit better than water, because water would wash it off. But you still got exposed to the skin. This is me showing my medical knowledge here. Exposed burns are bad, okay? So yeah, wash it off.
I think if we wash it off and then we can heal it, like magically. Yeah, sure. We got to get rid of the tree first, though.
It's gonna depend if the castor oil has had like all the ricin and the really deadly stuff removed as to whether I want this on my skin, right?
Because this is an open wound still, so maybe putting the castor bean tincture on the open wound. I mean, again, I'm not your dad. Do what you want.
It'd probably be a bad idea, wouldn't it?
I mean,
yeah.
Above the table, this is a one shot. How fast will this kill me?
Fantasy ricin.
I think I really shouldn't put this on myself.
Ricin, yeah, it is quite fast acting, hey?
Yeah.
It's 3 days. It's full organ failure until
Did you? Do you know one of my favorite mycotoxins is oralinine? It's in the deadly web cap, specifically because it takes up to 3 weeks to kill people. You're fine.
Whoa!
And I know, and then yeah, I'm like, that's so much time to flee the country. Just kidding. Don't do murder.
Murder is bad.
Murder is bad. I am your dad actually now, only to tell you murder is bad. Now I'm not your dad again. Okay. All right. So, Bottle, are you going to use your turn to try and get the acid off of Taxus?
Well, if we're looking to get, are we looking to get away from this thing or fight this thing? What are we going to do? Get out of here?
Sounds like the verdict was away.
Yeah, sounds like it was away. Okay, so I'm going to cast. This Texas is right up in front of it, right?
Sorry?
Yes.
Yeah.
And who's up? I'm sorry, who's after me in the initiative? I know there's a list here.
After you is Taxus.
I just want to make sure I can do this before like the tree slaps them again. Okay, so Texas is good. First thing I'm gonna do, quick healing word, and then dip.
Okay. So healing word and dip.
Yeah, so healing word for hang on.
Yeah, that might be a good idea because Taxus might take an attack of opportunity.
Yeah.
Right.
It was either healing word or sanctuary.
Okay. Okay, what's
so
the heal?
That's 7 health.
Nice. Good heals.
Yeah. And dip.
Okay,
Yeah.
you are out. Taxus, you are next in the order, and the tree has turned on you. What would you like to do?
I'm also just going to try and get out. Like, if the tree is still blocking where we wanted to get to originally, I'm going to follow my friends and retreat back to a safe distance.
You can try to get past the tree. You can try, like, you're going towards the greenhouse. It's just you have to go, like, right next to it. But you're already in melee. So at this point, like...
Yeah, we're running towards the greenhouse. You might as well come, like, just try it.
If it's possible to potentially get through, do I get movement and an action? Like...
yeah, if you want... then you'll only be able to move 30 feet. If you want to take your action, then you can move 60. Also, if we want to get mechanical, you can take the disengage action, which means you use your action so that it can't punch you as you run away.
Yeah, that's why the healing word was just a bonus action, so I could dash.
So I'm wondering, like, one of the things that I can do is false life, which gives me, like, I've got it written down here somewhere. I get some bonus HP, which I'm wondering if that would just like be enough to get me through.
I think
or disengaging is easier or better.
I think unless you're very close to death.
I'm at 30, I think. Yeah.
Okay. So you're probably good if you're going to get away in one turn. Then it's not going to be able to do 30 damage in one turn, and you'll still be able to do false life after.
Okay, so I think I'm just going to dash as fast as I can. Taxus doesn't really feel like a hugely guarded person, so I might just do like the 60 feet if I can just like just move.
Yeah, we're all like pegging it. Dashing.
Yeah.
Cool. Quick question: does an 18 hit?
Yes. Yes, it does.
Okay. You take 8 bludgeoning damage and get more acid on you for another 1d4 acid. Now, here's the thing, though. Since you have not cleaned the acid, you now have 2d4 and 1d6 of acid on you, which we are going to roll now. So every time I roll like other dice, it gives me actually caca-poo-poo rolls, but when I roll a d6, it's giving me 6s every single time. Remember when I was like, don't worry, it can't do 30 damage, Lamau? Wow, I was not expecting to roll this good. So in addition to that an initial 8 bludgeoning damage, you are going to take 11 points of acid damage. Ow! Yeah. I didn't think that 1d6 and 2d4 could do that much, okay? I don't...
more than milk.
Could have just been 3.
I'll be fine.
Yeah. It could have been 3.
I can hear you when you get back here, but oh wow,
Okay, so on that, Taxus has made it over to you. Now it is the tree's turn, and the only person left is Fern.
Hi.
So it's going to use its 10 feet of movement to over to you, which is profoundly unsettling, and it's going to use its 2 attacks. Oh, it failed its good attack, and then it rolled a 17 on the other one, though. So it's going to be the same thing that Taxus gets hit with, where you're going to do, let's see. Oh, you only got 2 bludgeoning damage. It was a D8, and Taxus got 7 and 8.
Whoa.
And then also 1d4. I rolled a 1 on the acid damage. But you do have a 1d4 acid on you still that you have to deal with, okay?
What's the total damage?
So you took a total of 3 damage.
Yeah.
Is that with my rage halving the blunt?
No! So you only take 1 bludgeoning damage?
And that's coming out of your temp HP, so you're not even touched.
Yeah.
Oh no! I feel so bad for Taxus. Okay, and that is the tree's turn. Fern, it is your turn now.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to nope out of the situation. I'm going to disengage, and I'm going to run my big booty away.
Fern's got a big booty now, canonized.
Cannon!
I am
Fern's not cake.
This thick Dragon Ball running down.
I am over 6 foot. I am caked up on a Tuesday afternoon.
It's a Tuesday afternoon.
The absolute recoil on that jog as Fern runs to rejoin the party.
A lot of bodies and a lot of logs. I'm getting my squats in.
That's so real.
Never skip leg day. Okay. You have all made it there. Now, you are 60 feet away, and this thing only has 10 feet of movement a turn, but it is chasing you. Okay? So just keep that in mind. And also, if we're going to go through the initiative... Okay. So basically, you have Taxus and Fern that have acid on them that is slowly eating at their flesh.
Yeah.
This is your immediate problem.
So I get out because I'm an alchemist. One of the things that I can do is replicate magic items. So earlier in the day, I replicated an alchemy jug. So I'm just going to conjure up some water, fresh water, 8 gallons. And be like, come on, rinse that off. Let's get going. And
Wash your
pour it on
hands.
there.
Do it properly.
Once they're rinsed, I'll cast car alarm to save everyone from the tree. I cast rave.
Yeah. Classic bard.
The thing is, it's great because all of her instruments, because I wasn't sure and I didn't have time to pick, are just different kinds of flute. So that is effectively what you're going to get. But nobody wants a car alarm sound effect.
It's just stopped.
Yeah.
Are the arms clean?
I'll say yes. I'm going to say if you take a time, I'm going to say that it takes long enough that this thing is now only 30 feet away from you.
Oh.
Because you have to stop to do this.
I think that's fair.
Okay. But you still have 30 feet as it's chasing you. And now, congratulations, you no longer have acid. And while we are coming up to the edge of the hour, do we all have time to go a little bit over? Because I do want to just share some information about the Manchineal tree. Anneka, do you want to tell us anything about this tree?
Literally, just if plants have a vibe, the Manchineal's vibe is choke and die.
Awesome.
This thing wants you nowhere near it. You go on the ground near this thing, it will kill you. You sit underneath it while it's raining, it's gonna kill you. You try to climb it, it's gonna kill you.
How does it kill you?
So many ways.
Oh my god.
Glorious DM, because you look like you're about to explode an info dump.
Well, it's like basically the sap and generally every part of it is poisonous. But the sap is so poisonous and every element of it that even standing beneath it while it rains, the water that touches the tree and then touches you will burn you. Like that's how poisonous this fucking tree is. It is. I was like trying to find, and I was like looking up because I'm trying to, give you guys puzzles. I'm like, what's the antidote? The antidote is fuck you. That's what the antidote is. Like there is none. It's like,
oh my god.
If you burn the wood, you die. If you if you eat the fruit, you die. If you touch the sap, you burn. It's like every single thing about this tree is absolutely savage. That's
actually kind of metal, to be honest. Just the most fuck you tree. And it looks like an apple tree, or it's fruit like apples, which is even better. It's like, come get some apples. Yeah. Take that, animals.
Like a beach apple sounds so delightful. Like it's at the beach. It's just like a chill time, a bit of fruit, a bit of a snack.
That's why when you said beach apple, I was like, I don't think that doesn't sound dangerous. I didn't worry about it until now.
We can all have a 10-foot stack of apple pies after this.
Absolutely.
What about that cider you house? I mean, with beach apples, is that a beach
Oh my
apple
god, it's
cider?
beach apple cider.
Yes.
So you've been since the beginning. You've been dead since the beginning, Taxus.
So when we said it was laced with, I've forgotten the fungus now, but
ergot.
Yeah, it's laced with ergot, but it was also beach apple cider. But just slightly bigger problems.
The hallucinogen was the bonus, but the intense burning sensation and agony, that was just the normal thing.
Yeah.
Remember, on the break, I was talking about English mycophobia, cultural mycophobia, and how when I was in England, my friends were telling me that, like, oh, if you so much as look at a toadstool mushroom, and I'm like, okay, but that's actually what a Manchineal tree is. Like, what you thought that little Amanita was, that's actually what this tree is. Don't think about it. Like, don't look at it. Stay away. So yeah, mind the beach apple. Cool plant. Don't eat it. But luckily you don't have to. You have escaped. continuing down the path towards the greenhouse, you see that the greenhouse is, like I said, decked out with all those like fairy lights on the exterior, and there are some, decorative plants, but mostly it was kind of just set up as it's more of like a sacred kind of site associated with the waters. But you see now that there is a very ominous green light radiating out from the windows. It is so bright that it is hard to look at. Luckily, nobody was subjected to the belladonna poisoning because it would have been relevant right now, but you're good enough that you can proceed. But yes, this does not look good. You have a couple, I'm going to say you have 18 seconds to figure out what you want to do before the tree is going to catch you. So if you want to plot before you proceed, this is your chance.
Okay. We need to keep the tree away from us, maybe with another kind of vine growth spell or something, and get into the greenhouse to safety, right?
Does anyone have a torch or something we can... Oh wait, if you burn it, it kills you. So maybe we shouldn't burn it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. I actually had a bunch of lists. However you attack this tree, it hits back, basically. So the tree is incredibly hard to hit. It hasn't caught you yet, but you are going towards the greenhouse. What I'm giving you a chance to do is figure out how you're going to proceed before it catches you. So, you can plot if you want to try and block it off or something to give yourself more time if that's your idea, or if you just want to rush straight in, that's totally an option. I'm just telling you how long you have before we need to proceed.
Can I? So Bottle stops, looks around, says, "So can I cast Sanctuary on myself?" And then distract the tree so the others can get away, and I'll just run it in circles until I can get inside. Because it can't attack me, and I can probably just keep running away from it.
You want to kite the tree?
Effectively, it can sometimes have to do a wisdom save, but for the most part, I want to let the others get away, and she'll kite the tree in circles so she can escape.
Yeah, that's something you can do. For anyone who doesn't know, the spell Sanctuary means that you can't take damage or attack for one turn, I think, or until your next turn. You cannot cast Sanctuary 2 turns in a row, I believe. Right. So you'd have to alternate having a turn off, a turn on with the tree. But you might be able to be strategic so that you're always out of range before your turn off is on, if that's what you want to do.
I've basically got a minute to run this thing around. It can still hit me. It's just got to succeed a wisdom save. But the others will get inside, and then once they're inside, I can try and do a run or something.
Okay. Amazing. Does anyone else have an idea?
Great.
I'm kind of considering a very stupid idea.
Yeah, go for it.
I want to make myself a distraction.
Because I can cast it on you then, so you can distract that way.
Yep. Because what I'm thinking is because I have wild shape.
Ah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Of course you do.
And druid, remember?
Yeah, I forgot.
Mm-hmm. And you know what I think would be fun? If we just had, a bird.
If we just had a bird.
If we just had a bird?
If we just had a bird.
I'm going to give the tree the bird.
Give a tree a bird, guys, huh? Everyone at home? Give a
I'm
tree
going
the
to put
bird.
myself into the gangliest looking pigeon I can muster. Has to be a pigeon.
It has to be a pigeon?
Has to be a pigeon.
I really like pigeons.
I adore pigeons.
Did you know that all pigeons produce milk?
Wow, I'm learning a lot today.
Why?
I'm not enjoying it, but I am learning a lot.
The idea of pigeons, I played Animal Crossing. The thought of that disturbs me.
Oh, now it's worse. Although he does run a coffee shop, so I guess that counts.
Okay, yeah, Okay, so you're a pigeon now.
I am now a pigeon.
To harass harass the incredibly toxic evil tree.
I'm
Okay.
going to go shit in its eyes. I don't know
Before
if
you
this
do that, wow.
Listen, it's not an attack. It is a natural bodily function.
Okay.
If someone
after you
shat
do
in my
that,
eyes, I think it was an
I'd
attack.
be well attacked.
I've got to be honest.
I'd be so attacked. On purpose, I'd be so attacked.
It feels personal.
Listen, if I have sanctuary, what's it gonna do to me?
No, it can attack you if you attack it.
It's not an attack though.
Oh my god. The frickin' there are in my neighborhood there are crows and ravens, both of them, and they all do this thing where they hang out on the wires and they drop nuts into the street to like open them and so that cars will hit them. But I walk a lot in the street, and the way that I'm like, you are just straight up throwing walnuts at me, like you absolutely. They have these like they get the chestnuts, the ones with the huge spikes on them. They're like, "Ka-chow!" I'm like, this is personal.
Yeah, they know.
I've always been a friend to the crows. How dare? Okay, you're gonna do that. Everyone else, this is your one chance, your one opportunity. Decide what you're gonna do.
I'm gonna hold action until she shits in the tree's eye, and then cast sanctuary, then run inside.
You're gonna run inside to the greenhouse.
Greenhouse, yeah. After casting.
Okay. Perfect. Okay.
Have you left yet? I'll cast guidance on you, so that you can roll a d4 to any ability checks, just in case.
I'm just kind of like sitting there as a pigeon, wings up, just like.
Just so many spells, all of us casting on you.
I am ready for this.
Just prepping our pigeon.
Absolutely incredible. Okay. Belle, where are you going? Are you going to distract the tree, or are you going into the greenhouse?
I want to go in. Does the greenhouse look safe?
No.
I'm going into the greenhouse. Yeah.
We've got to keep the dignitary safe. That's the important part of it.
The greenhouse is has green light. I said ominous green light radiating out from it.
Disney villain green.
Ooh,
Yeah, Disney villain green. My whole aesthetic. Okay.
Well, that's a green flag. I'm going in.
Yeah.
Taxus, which way? Tree
Straight into
or
the great green light.
Perfect. Okay, so Fern, I'm gonna say that because you are there's just like I'm gonna feel like during the rest of this scene, if this was a movie, every once in a while it would just cut away to Fern and the tree kind of dueling with like a very like Looney Tune Bugs Bunny energy of being like, catch me, and then poop on him. The amount of poop in this pigeon is incredible. The sheer quantity and velocity of pigeon excrement here is
I always
the
knew I was
cloaca
rich.
is working. Okay, wait, now I want to join this. Okay, and the rest of you proceed into the greenhouse. Ha 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 ha.
No, my green's not very green. Oh well.
Okay. Into the greenhouse. Look at us go. You ready for this 4D immersive experience? You emerge, and it is the thrum of magic all around you. It's like that experience when when you're in like a really hot tropical place and you're like in the nice air conditioning and you open the door and it's like boof, haha. That's what it's like when you walk into this greenhouse. You move from a sort of garden evening with the crickets in the distance into something that is like a droning whir, where the air is palpable in its energy. It seems to crackle with static potential. And it is so bright that you have to shield your eyes and squint in order to proceed. And you hear something like chanting.
Probably fine, right, guys?
Can I hear what language they're chanting in?
Give me an Arcana check.
15.
Yeah. I'm going to say with a 15, the language is just, it doesn't Sure, it can be common. It doesn't matter. But what you can tell is what they're chanting. This is transmutation magic. This is animation magic. This is the source of all the strange goings on that have been happening at the Bloom Festival.
All right, well,
who does that? Which house does that?
let's go have a look, but let's be quiet, like, innit? I don't have invisibility.
Okay, so we know it's not the Thorns one, right? Because they're all like martial. And then which one was the one that was doing like conjuration and stuff?
Is it Tuomo knows if it's the evergreen and we're just doing green light?
Okay, let's sneak up on them or look see.
I knew when she wanted to know about the metadata. No one wants to know about metadata unless they're going to use the data. Okay,
Matt wouldn't do that.
You see, as you move forward into this, what is essentially a green fog now, a light so thick it has texture, like a viscous kind of light that you move through, approaching this sound that continues to echo out, to ricochet off the glass that encases you. And the plants around the periphery of the greenhouse lean in towards it with an animated curiosity. You push through, and then a piece of paper kind of moves across your vision. Give me a sleight of hand check to try and catch it.
4.
13.
Okay, it flows right past Belle. And then Bottle back up as ever. Whoom, snatches it.
I think it just hits her in the face. She's just there and she gets a paper in the face.
A paper in the face.
She's not cool enough to snag anything like that.
Bottle, I am so glad you caught it. It is an absolutely beautiful botanical cartoon.
No.
Drawing
No.
a drawing of the Manchineal tree in great detail.
I recognize these brushstrokes anywhere. They must have Matt somewhere. They must have like kidnapped him or something like. We gotta help. We gotta save Matt, right, guys?
Oh, baby.
Well, no, it's fine. Look, I'm just gonna go have a peek, all right? We can help Matt, and then we'll go. And I'm gonna try and I want to sneak and have like a look, see at what's going on with this. Where did this paper come from? It's obviously captured Matt. He's obviously in danger. I've got to save Matt.
Of course.
I'm gonna cast guidance again as you pull away.
Just like slap her as you go.
Great. Could you give me a stealth check?
I can't. 10?
You try to walk forward to see if you can get through this strange aura. Yeah.
What's guidance give me again? Sorry.
You +4 add a D4 to an ability check.
Oh, come on, baby. So sorry, can drop.
Yeah.
Okay, 1.
Cool.
Okay.
You proceed through this light, trying to get around this, but your vision is obscured, and so when you stumble over a potted plant, you hadn't even seen it. But the terracotta shatters.
Quick.
And suddenly the chanting stops, and the light starts to ease up for a moment, and you hear, "Who's there?"
It's not me.
Great. Could you give me a dexterity saving throw?
Wait. Oh, 18.
Okay.
Yes.
So
God damn.
You are able to duck out of the way as a fire bolt shoots right past you. You're able to poof, and kind of ping pings off the glass. And then say, "Have you come to observe my ascension? My moment in reckoning?"
I might be, but not if you're going to shoot me again.
Give me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, God damn it! That's a 1!
Oh, babe.
Cool. You take 8 fire damage as this one hits you square.
Just gets knocked back into the others.
Can we see this?
Yes, you can all see this. At this point, the sort of obscuring light has lowered enough that you can definitely see Bottle, and you can see the shape of someone sitting at the exact center of the greenhouse, surrounded by candles and notes and papers, somewhat kind of in shadow themselves, but there is like orbs. This is magic as fuck, okay?
Yeah. This is real magic shit.
Yeah,
Like,
this is some real magic shit.
Spray, but I want to hear the evil monologue. I cannot lie.
I mean, you're not gonna one-shot her, by all means.
Yeah. Bob's like lying there smoking, goes, "Oh, she's got a really good evil monologue, but she's also kind of mean."
I think Belle comes around the corner and goes, "Oi, no one goes around shooting my assistant. No, my protege." And then has a poison spray.
Absolutely incredible. Is that a save?
Con save, 14.
Okay. Natural 20.
Fuck.
With emboldened by being called a protege, I'm still going to silvery barbs it. I'm so sorry.
So
oh, wait, no, actually, I can't. Actually, sorry. Never mind. I have you first.
No worries.
Okay, we're gonna resolve this in a second. Pan, would you mind just refreshing your page and so we can reconnect your camera?
Sure.
It is
God, what's going on?
Struggling. It's holding on for dear life.
Yeah.
You're fading, Bottle.
Oh no, I'm going back to the Matrix.
Yeah. In the meanwhile, we also have Taxis here. And then this is exactly where the movie we're watching cuts away to Fern pooping on the world's most dangerous tree, and then cuts back to Taxis. Taxis, what do you do?
Now, I have some beans, and I think it's the time for the beans.
Bean time.
Bean time.
Okay, what are you gonna do with them beans?
I've got to get the beans into the baddie.
You're gonna spill the beans down the
I'm gonna
throat?
spill the beans.
Okay.
Okay, are you gonna try and like sneak up on her? She is distracted right now. She is kind of looking at Bottle and Belle. So if you want to take as kind of stealth to get around her, you'll have advantage on that roll.
I think if I can do it, like.
Okay.
Has she taken like any like cutting damage yet? Like, does she have any open wounds, or am I literally just going to be like, eat this?
I don't think she has any open wounds yet, but you probably have a knife on you.
I do have a knife. I also have a sickle because it's fun to harvest poisons, and I feel like that's a good vibe for just like going in there. Maybe if I put some bean juice onto the sickle.
Okay, amazing.
Straight away,
you
just
poison your sickle with ricin, and then proceed from behind. Give me a stealth check with advantage.
Okay, it's just D20, isn't it? Okay, so best rolls. Stealth. I've lost my stealth number. Oh yeah, 13.
Okay, I'm gonna say that's just enough, but actually, I'm gonna need Belle. You see, like, I feel like Taxis makes a sound behind her and she kind of goes to turn. Belle, you're gonna have a split second to distract her, to get her attention back. What do you do?
I just start smashing my pestle and mortar together again. I'm not even like casting a spell. I'm just like, oi! What do you think you're doing?
That does distract her. She looks at you. She goes, "Oh, So you're from the House of Undoing. Well then, I'll be happy to see your fall.
Title drop.
Title drop. She goes, who do you think will take over your house once your lady is dead? Who is the only neutral party? Who do you think will be the one who stands between the blossoms and the thorns? It's me.
It's me.
No,
Sorry,
it's me. God damn it, it's me. This is me. I'm taking over everything. This is
the barista's pretty neutral.
This is really advanced politicking. I had to come up with a way to kill your lady and also frame you for an act of war in the same night. Okay? A little recognition, please.
Yeah, it was actually pretty smart. Really smart.
Bottle, you are muted. It's possible that you...
Sorry,
There you
while I
go.
was resetting everything, I had to mute for a second. There's this bottle still on the ground smoking. Goes, that's actually, yeah, pretty smart. That's pretty good.
Thank you. Just because the only tragedy is that I've had to operate in shadow. And so for my final triumph, it is good to have an audience. I will let you nourish my plants.
Wait, what have you done with Matt?
Oh.
Matt? Who's Matt?
What, Matt? She sits up, like, right angle, sits up, pointing at paper and goes, he draws these beautiful drawings. You know, Matt?
Scribe.
Oh, well, I mean, I'll tell him when I see him. You call me Scribe, you'll like that, yeah?
Yeah, that's his title. That's all their titles.
Title? Ooh.
You're very easily impressed by this junior scribe's title. Of course, I needed to send them to gather information about the plants to animate. They don't let me seek reconnaissance at the House of Undoing. You are cagey lot. You do not share your poisons. And so we had to find them ourselves. And he was such a willing patsy, happy and eager to learn, to document, to write, to give me everything I need.
I don't know if I can start crying, but there's some kind of, no, it's not true. You'd never do that.
Huh, I think he would. Now, at this point, Taxis, you have managed to sneak up directly behind her. Belle was successful. Belle and Bottle have done an incredible job at luring her into her monologue and being like, no, what's your motivation? She's like, aha, let me tell you. Enough time for you to sneak up behind.
Yeah, I'm just gonna I've got the castor oil onto the sickle. The sickle's just gonna come around quick slice. I think I'm going kind of leg kind of space, a quick gonna make the cut. Get that bit done before any kind of other kind of attack. Just
Okay.
need to make sure the toxin's in the system.
All right.
And it's not even true. We are offering you so much tea all the time. It's all I've done today. I've been offering people tea.
As you
we
stab
want
her.
to share all of our poisons with people. It's just that you don't appreciate them properly.
Yeah. Amazing. Give me an attack roll with advantage.
So I've got a. So that's it's from the sickle itself, right?
Yeah.
I'm rolling. Yeah.
So it's gonna be you're gonna roll 2d20.
Oh, okay. 16.
That was a higher number?
Yeah.
Okay. And then you're gonna add your bonus, but it doesn't matter. 16 clears her armor class. She's just in a robe. So you slice her. She goes, ow! God! When did you get here? Oh, it stings. What is this? What did you do?
It's beans.
What do you mean beans? What do you mean beans?
Oh, there's so many good beans. People keep soaking them and cooking them and things, getting rid of all the toxins. But luckily for you, this one just has so much toxin, it won't even be got rid of. So it's just a bit of rice and it'll be fine. It's only a few days and then it'll stop hurting. It'll be fine.
Where's the antidote?
Oh, we gave that already. That's gone.
There's no antidote.
We burnt it?
Oh yeah, we did that and all.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's ash now. Kind of funny story, you kind of caused us to burn it. We didn't have a problem with it before.
But you know what though? If the house doesn't fall, we could probably make you a new antidote.
Cool. Now, my question is, does Bottle know that there's no antidote for poison, or does Bottle not know? Because that changes whether this is a persuasion check or a deception check.
Bottle doesn't know and is fully just backing people up as always.
Okay, fantastic. Bottle, could you give me a persuasion check with advantage? Because Taxis has done a good job backing you up.
Okay, so that is a 17 and a whoa. Okay, I'll take the 17. Let's not split that one.
Okay, so I'll spare your house and you'll make me an antidote.
Yeah. Well, yeah, right, guys. That sounds alright.
Belle's just flipping through her little book of alchemy, like there's an antidote.
Yeah, that sounds. Wait, hold on again. Because Pan doesn't know. Is there an antidote?
Are you saying this in front of her?
No, this is just Pan doesn't know.
Okay.
I'm just asking
No.
an antidote.
There's no antidote to racin at all.
Then she doesn't know, and neither
there are
do
things
I.
you can do to like lessen the effects of it, but there's no like true antidote.
So yeah, Bottle believes this 100%. Goes, yeah, there's definitely an antidote. We'll make one, right? Probably. We'll make antidotes all the time.
And it's your ignorance that sells the lie, because she has great insight against deception, but not so much against an eager little warforged with an aquarium head who genuinely thinks they're helping, and is also sad that Matt got tied into this. And so she agrees to your terms. And you see as she utters a few words and the light dims and you are back in a normal space, and she looks at you. So let's get to work then. And that is where we are going to leave our heroes. I do feel like in the after credits, there is an epilogue where it's just her dying 2 days later, being like, "You suck," and that's it.
I think you just third mile, but with just the coffee beans.
Yeah. Just gave her some coffee.
It's given us so much coffee.
Yeah, Belle's just like, walk it off, babe.
Okay, here's my idea of like in the epilogue scene. I do think Matt and Bottle are hanging out, and and Matt's like, "Wow, I really just loved botanical illustration. How could I have known it would be used for nefarious purposes? I thought metadata had its own value." And
Bottle's like petting, going, "Are you alright, pet? I'm sure it's all kinds of new stuff you can do with drawings, I hear."
What is anyone else up to in their epilogue scene?
I'm just back on my pigeon form. I'm just like, people used to think I was full of shit. I'm making nothing but shit jokes for the next week.
Good, as is your right, frankly. And anyone else?
I'm just testing out new poisons again. Like, I've had a little bit of time to recover, but I'm just like trying out new things, seeing what's going to hurt, what's going to be good. Really just like enjoying. Yeah, I've still got some of those cashews left. They're really good. Like, they're one of the real perks of being human, because humans are one of the few things that finds it to be a poison, because they're not really poisonous. We're just all allergic to them for some reason. I'm just like chilling with fun things, and like, these are my favorite poisons.
Absolutely incredible. And Belle.
Belle is just eating like one of the 10-foot stacked up pies, because like, I guess there's still some spare, and maybe just like, someone walks past and like grabs a slice and kind of like bites into it, carries on walking, and then like 60 seconds like drops to the ground. She's like,
And that is where we leave this tale. Thank you so much, everyone. This has been an absolute riot. Let's do a quick round of outros. I can go first. Hello, I've been your Dungeon Master and Poison Master this evening. I am Gnome Anne, or Anne the Gnome, across the internets. And I'm going to be sharing some of the homebrew monsters I made for this once I get them a little more polished up. Learning how to balance encounters couldn't be me. I just made you run past it because I was like, this is going to kill you. But if anyone else is interested in those, I will make those available. And so now to pass it over, let's go the reverse order we did last time. Pan, who the heck are you?
Hi, I'm Pan. I am a podcaster, a streamer. I do games over on twitch.tv/Stellar Encore. In fact, speaking of Stellar Encore, you can find me pretty much everywhere online, all the socials, Stellar Encore, STELLARENCORE. Twitter, Blue Sky, Tumblr, TikTok, you name it, you can find me there. I like weird little guys, as you can tell. So if you want some weird little guys, I'm your weird little guy.
Incredible. And Rachel.
Hello, I'm Rachel Williams, she, they pronouns. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram, I guess, at @SciWithRach. And you can also find me here on Science and Sorcery. Wednesday, we'll be doing a little lunchtime stream. We'll be playing Wanderhome. So come and check it out. Thanks for having such a wonderful game.
Yeah, that was good fun. Informative too, educational.
Yeah, I don't need to pass it. I'll carry on.
Yeah, I'm just continuing over into Robin.
So I'm Robin Hayward. I am a science communicator and general plant nerd, plant scientist, forest ecologist. If you want more of me, I am at Canopy Robin on all the socials I could possibly find. I make lots of little videos about plant knowledge and fun things from a natural world. You'll also see links there to some of the research that our group does at the University of Leeds, where we planted a woodland last year, and we're learning lots of stuff about how forests grow and establish, and new tree knowledge, which is always exciting, and some mushroom stuff underground, maybe like mycelial things. All the exciting knowledge. It's a really big group, and I get to talk about it on my socials and stuff. So yeah, that's me.
I need you to know that I only dropped one mushroom fact in this whole thing, and I think that's a big win for me specifically.
I'm thinking a sequel.
I was like, no, plants. We're talking about plants. Kingdom fungi will have their moment. Okay, and last but so certainly not least, Anneka.
I've been Anneka Thompson. I am a poison garden tour guide at the Alnwick Poison Gardens, and it's been an absolute delight working with the fantastic team at Science and Sorcery.
And thank you so much to Science and Sorcery for hosting this, and for the Alnwick Poison Garden. If you enjoyed the ominous air and want to see some poison plants yourself, you can check out the Alnwick Poison Garden if you happen to be in England, which statistically, if you're on this call, you are. So unless you're me, ain't that just the way? And that, I think, is a wrap. Is there anything else you need me to cover?
No.
Oh, all right, my friends. Well, thank you so much, and have a very wonderful and poisonous evening. Goodbye.